red screen.
Hey, we're live on YouTube. Geek.io pre-show. Stick around for a second. We'll get started shortly.
Whoa, my Twitch is going crazy.
That's what she said.
Watch your mouth. Those words.
There we go. There's Twitch. Hello, Twitch. Geek.io pre-show, now with 100% less copyrighted music that we don't have permission to use.
Giggity, 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 goo. Hey, speaking of music, what are we doing for pre-show or mid-show for music?
Shy Guy.
Shy
Guy.
Do you have a preference?
Wrecking Ball, apparently.
Okay.
And there's no... Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
What?
Where's
What?
that coming from?
What?
Oh, I had the Twitch stream unmuted.
Oh.
I'm like, why am I hearing myself all of a sudden?
It wasn't me. Nah.
Playing Warriors Orochi 3 from Techno Koei, a.k.a. Wilhelm Scream, the game.
There's a Wilhelm Scream the game.
Warriors Orochi 3.
Good to
Every
know.
person I stab goes, aye!
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense. Okay, so I need to add Professor Shy Guy's music.
It's in the management chat.
What? Oh,
Alright, there's the dock, right?
Yes.
there is a dock, correct.
So it's somewhere around here.
Let me make sure you have access to it.
You do. I shared it with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Then never mind. I won't double check.
I produced things
Be that way. Gorgeous.
that nobody else put anything up in until I actually...
I still don't have anything in there. I won't even lie.
I didn't put anything in. Apparently, I'm not even going to talk till the second half of the show.
You're right.
Oh,
you
you can
just sit
talk,
quiet
yeah.
and don't talk.
Yeah, you shut your mouth, Jazzavito.
Can we just tag along with exist? Do we have to make it certain people talking, or can we just bring up topics and everybody talk?
Well, it's gonna be just everybody talking.
Okay.
It's just I put stuff that I want to discuss with my name, so that way I don't forget. Oh, what are you doing? Stop it!
Hey, after the show break is Saturday Part 2 and Sunday
Yes.
and Monday. Yeah, I'm gonna wing it. We're doing it live.
That always works well.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't at all end up with us all going, what am I supposed to talk about here now?
Not sure.
One bit.
I got the captain on my side.
Oh, you're drinking it?
I just took a swig.
Yeah, and I just took a shot.
Thanks, Todd, for the captain, by the way.
Hey, thanks, No Mice. We had a floor gnome leave us a surprise.
A magical
looked-
floor gnome.
I looked up while I was cleaning. I'm like, oh, well then.
Yeah. Huh.
That's a pleasant surprise.
Didn't expect that to still be here.
So,
I'm like,
talk about clean up. Who ended up with the Pop-Tarts?
me.
Not
I
I.
saw those. I'm like, ooh, Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, not I. All right. All right, so
The
we're
upside-
technically live everywhere. Do we need to hold off, or should we go ahead and start?
No, the upside is, speaking of racial profiling, I was able to bring the Pop-Tarts on the plane no problem, mainly because of that white guy who was coming from Atlanta on Labor Day weekend, from a guy who understood I was wearing a Futurama and Doctor Who shirt.
Nice. Nice.
Futurama
say-
and Doctor Who. What?
Yes.
Wait, you're wearing
I've seen
two
this
shirts,
shirt.
or was it a crossover?
It was a crossover.
Oh, okay. All right.
The TSA, this is nothing I want to talk about really on the air, but TSA agents like, nice, Doctor Who and, oh, that's horrible. Because it's Bender painting the suicide booth like a TARDIS.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
Nice.
And he goes, oh, that's Doctor Who and future. Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right. So I think my soundboard is ready. Let me do a quick audio test.
Evidently,
Evidently, that's a no. Oh, I
I
turned.
thought you wanted us to talk like you normally do.
No, I said let me test my soundboard. That's what I meant to say.
Mobile low bandwidth simulcast
Whoa.
of the show available
Whoa.
on Alpha Geek Radio.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Using your mobile device web browser, go to
That's much better.
I didn't think
mobile.alphageek.
Todd could get any louder.
And that's why we're testing the soundboard. Rachel,
Hey you.
I'm right here, right here.
Mobile audio stream enabled at mobile.al.
Okay, not on my side. Suckers. Let me turn it down. Hold on.
Well, it might just be these awesome headphones that I have.
Oh, are they tweaked audio headphones?
No, these are
Shut up. They're not a sponsor. I'm just
no,
kidding.
but they did do a Geek Toys.
That's true. They did gift them. So yes, feel free to plug away. I initially was actually just kidding. Who are they? Was that is that Orig or?
No, this was Star Wars headphones from. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
They're so good he can't remember the name. All right.
It sounded amazing. I don't remember brand names.
Ooh, DJ Roboto, Mr.
SMS.
Rogato.
SMS audio. There we go. SMS audio.
Smiths?
Smiths.
Yeah.
Wait.
Here they are.
Wait, hold on. Somebody jumped in as Tadpole Tech. Slater.
What?
Check the chat. He's gonna hear me in like 15 seconds.
Oh, nice. Tadpole Tech. Oh, retro, baby.
Well
Back
played.
to 2012 DragonCon again.
Right. Well played. And I said, "Hey, dude," and didn't mean it. And we're in the middle of Nickelodeon stuff for How It Stacks. That's great.
Nice.
All right. I think we're ready. So, if no more people have opinions,
Pin issues?
No,
Yeah.
as long as you can hear me just fine, right?
You're good.
You're good.
Okay.
Cool. All right. And
What's that about penis issues?
oh my gosh. And in 3, roughly 2, 1.
Penis.
Mobile low bandwidth simulcast of the show available on Alpha Geek Radio. Using your mobile device web browser, go to mobile.alphageekradio.com to tune in now.
Hey you. If you're listening to this and don't want to hear expletives, you probably shouldn't listen to it. It's gonna get interesting.
Hi, this is John Anelio of the Functional Nerds Podcast, and you're listening to Geek.io, where you put geek in and geek out.
Mobile audio stream enabled at mobile.alphageekradio.com. Chat room enabled at geek-io.com/live. Geek.io initialized.
We're geeking out across the globe, so tuck in and hold on to your butts. It's time for the Geek.io show.
Geek.io, put geek in and geek out.
I'm glad I discovered that before my computer died. Hey, it's the Geek.io Show, episode number 76. Your weekly dose of geeky goodness, recorded Thursday, the 4th of September, 2014. I am your very tired host, CJ Boat.
I am not as tired, but I'm still your host, Jared Azevedo.
Rachel's having computer problems, I guess.
Rachel's not here, so the next person would be...
And I'm Raul.
Yay! And I'm Jared Budlong.
Yay! So, welcome to this week's episode of Geek.io. If you were expecting a normal episode issue, this isn't the Comic Alliance. If you were expecting a normal show this week, well, think again. This week, #1 super duper Chinese buffet. DragonCon update. Go.
Where's my stuff is out of whack. Where it's not in here. Crap, the geek out thing isn't in here.
As you can see, we're still recovering from
Geek out!
5 days in
The
Atlanta,
soundboard is
Georgia.
very tired. It had a long weekend at DragonCon.
Yes.
The soundboard
Yes.
totally got used so much at
No.
DragonCon.
Okay. No. So funny story. Before we get into DragonCon, yesterday I came home and pulled my tablet out of my pocket, and the LCD panel was broken. The glass was fine, but the panel was broken. So I dropped it off to get repaired, and it's not back yet. So
Nice.
yeah, so I was scrounging today after work in between getting home and doing dinner, and then after dinner doing dishes and giving my son a bath, and before the show started to get the soundboard reorganized. And I think I got everything except that one clip. So let me see.
Jazz, you got it. Quick.
Does somebody else have it handy?
Wait, what? I'm sorry. What am I
Yep.
playing?
You have
Wait,
all
wait.
of your crap piped through.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Time to escape right now. And the best thing is what I do. So what I do isn't very nice.
Tiny whitey stuff.
I'll geek out.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Slater says our stream says we're playing Shovel Knight.
That's probably on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh well.
We are. So we're
Yes.
legit Twitch. Don't kick us off. We're playing Shovel Knight.
Does anybody have a helmet made of metal and someone else have a shovel, and then we could just maybe
I have these scissors. I don't know
I'll
if they'll
turn it
help
on
or
to
not.
what's on my TV right now. So I'll turn it over to Warriors Orochi 3. There.
Okay.
There. Now I'm playing it, just not on the stream. It's right over there. I promise. It's on my TV.
Point the camera at your TV just for a split second.
Hold on.
I was joking.
Hold on.
Yeah,
There.
actually,
See.
Hold
There.
on. Let me put it full screen. See,
Full
there it
screen
is.
there. See, there you go. There you go. There.
Wow. Okay. So this DJ is playing video games and podcasting. So there you go.
No, it's paused.
Yeah, it is right now. And when we realize you're distracted and not actually talking to us, we'll know you're actually playing the game again.
I'm playing a Warriors game. If I'm playing it, there's a good chance I will be screaming and cursing. So you'll know if I'm playing that game. Because it is frustratingly beautifully awesome. So yeah, there's this thing, and if you missed the entire last month's worth of podcasts this last weekend, there was this little thing in Atlanta where a bunch of us went. Yeah, a little one. We went out and just hung out with a couple close friends of ours, about 75,000 of them.
Wow.
About 82 on Saturday. That's 82,000, not 82 people. Yeah, DragonCon 2014 happened this last weekend, and we had a big giant Geek I.O. out in there. I don't know what that means.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
So
We got
So
you
we're
this
gonna go-
dragon. We hope you like it.
yeah, I got my blood donor shirt on. See, it's my blood donor shirt. I gave blood. I saved lives.
Yay! What is Rachel showing us? Hold on.
I held a Steady Mario's
I
hand
know
so
that.
I couldn't pass out.
Rachel will be back with us in a bit. She's in startup repair.
Oh,
That's
ouch.
no good.
No, not a bit. Wonder why that's happening. Might have to call IT.
Hey, we're all.
I'm gonna laugh if
Yeah,
your
could
phone
head
rings
over
in
to
about
the
30
hotel.
seconds.
That'd be great.
Excuse me, I need to speak to somebody in the IT department.
Hello, thank you for calling IT. My name is Jonathan. How can I help you?
Can I speak to someone who speaks English?
I do speak the English. I do speak the English.
Okay, can I speak to someone who speaks Mexican? I'm sure he can help me better.
Hey, hold on, I will transfer you to our
Speaks Mexican?
burrito. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, racism. Sorry, Germany. You already hate us.
Wow, we went off the track real quick on that one.
Yeah.
This has been a
just
special
got lost in
presentation
Mexico.
of the
All
Geek
right,
I.O.
yeah.
You are very welcome.
All right, DragonCon coverage. We're gonna go over a little bit day by day what we did, and just kind of have a general conversation about stuff that we did throughout the day. So share some stories, share some coverage. All of this information is actually going to be totally parsed out by the end of the month over on geek-io.com/DragonCon. That will have all of the DragonCon coverage, pre-con, at the con, and after the con, all over there on that site. That site again is geek-io.com/DragonCon.
Pre-con. Are we watching Minority Report?
That's pre-talk.
I was going to ask if we consider this to be a long con or a short con.
I hate you both so much.
You're welcome.
Mid-con?
I heard you become a Jedi if you have too many mini-cons in your bloodstream.
Mini-cons, right. Yeah, those you can only have just a few. Too many, and it just gets ugly.
So yeah, most of us arrived at the con. The con officially starts on Friday. We did not stay at one of the host hotels. However, we stayed at the Aloft, which is about a block and a half away from the Hyatt. I want to thank them so much for putting up with our crap, because there was a lot of crap that went on, and I want to thank them so much for putting us up. And no, we paid for the hotel. This is not a paid sponsorship, but I really want to thank them for helping us out with everything that they did.
I will say the fact that they've only been open for like 7 months or whatever it is, they handled it like
Since April.
champ. Yeah, they handled it like a champ for having only been open for 7 months. Now, given they're owned by a larger company, but still, the staff there, they've only been in that hotel specifically for like 7 months, and they handled it really well for that. The number of traffic we saw even in their hotel was impressive. So. And
it's not just DragonCon with this. There was a few college football starts that week too, and there was a bunch of games going on. I'm happy that OSU got beat, so that makes me happy. By Alabama, I believe, so that works out well. I will root for any team that is not. I will root for any team that is not OSU, by the way. I don't care who it is. If they're playing OSU, they are the best team ever.
It was actually Florida State who beat OSU, but that's okay.
I know Alabama was
Carry
playing.
on. Alabama was playing in Georgia where you were.
So yeah, there we go. But there was the very large conglomeration of geeks and jocks, and you did occasionally get in the elevators the old rivalry of jocks trying to assert themselves way too much at geeks. Unfortunately, the geeks outnumbered the jocks by about 6-1.
Yeah, but the geeks also back down from the jocks because, except for me, my ballsiness, but that's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I want to thank the Aloft. I'm going to see about maybe doing them again next year, seeing what kind of extra rooms they got. So that way we don't have to pack totally 4 people in a small hotel room.
There's only 4, that's all.
Only 4.
Definitely only 4.
Definitely only 4.
Definitely.
So myself, Rachel, and the Budlongs got to the Aloft on Thursday, actually. So it was excellent actually meeting Alicia and Jared for the first time face to face. The only really thing to report on Thursday is, aside from meeting the Budlongs and getting to hug Jared, which was awesome. I didn't rub his head though. I forgot to rub his head. It was all sorts of
to rub his head.
It wasn't tiny. I was afraid of it. It was like a Tribble in training on his head.
It's rough. And
are we taking show titles down because Tribble in training?
Yes. Yes, we are. Yeah, it was definitely unshorn, and I didn't want to touch it. But so we walked through a very sketchy part of Atlanta late at night, outside of the purview of the con, to go over to Baraka Shawarma, because shawarma after, as Todd was so famous, so wanting to say.
Right.
But yeah, Baraka Shawarma was fantastic. Like, the people there that run the place are awesome, and oh my God, the food! I'd still say that is probably one of the highlights of food over the entire weekend. Like, I was thinking about that while I was leaving the con.
It was good food. In fact, we enjoyed the shawarma so much when we got back to here in Daphne, we ended up going to a Mediterranean place that's been around for like a year, but we just haven't tried yet. And we were like, shawarma. It was good.
Is that the Mediterranean Sandwich Company?
Yeah. It's delicious.
still haven't
If you
been
haven't been there, it's good.
Still haven't been there.
It's good.
Do they have falafels?
That I don't think I saw. It's a weird. Okay, so because we're talking about shawarma, this kind of connects.
It's totally legit.
So we walk in and we're like, all right, cool, Mediterranean grill. We come in and then they're playing country music. And I was like, what the?
What?
All right. I mean, sure, okay, whatever. But the guy who's running it has a thick, like, Mediterranean accent of some sort. I don't know what land he calls home, so I'm not gonna try to.
What's Mediterranean he has?
Right. But then you look at the menu and it's like, all right, cool, chicken shawarma, awesome. And then it's like redneck shawarma. You're like, wait, what? Oh, huh? And then you look at the ingredients and it's like normal, like, you've got like lamb meat, and then it's got like Kaneka sausage. And I was like, what?
What?
And a Cajun tzatziki sauce? Oh, really?
What?
I think I just found my new home. It's delicious.
How late are they open?
I don't know. Probably not right now.
Oh,
sadly. Go there for lunch, though, because it is goodness. It's delicious.
I work in Mobile. It's kind of a long drive from lunch.
Shawarma place near our house, so we have to go over there. It's called Mana Restaurant. So,
as we don't say dinner, then on your way home, just pick it up. Surprise, Katie.
They have.
Look, I got you some shawarma.
Falafel, shawarma, has schnitzel because why not? Hummus and baba ganoush.
Schnitzel is
baba ganoush.
So yeah, the one thing I do want to say is we had the ladies in the group, and no, I'm not counting Raoul. Each of the ladies had food issues that they had to overcome, and 95% of places, at least for us, were very accommodating, very nice, very sweet about dealing with food issues.
You wait until I get on to tell mine.
Okay. So yeah, not much to say about on Thursday. It was very long. I worked before I got on a plane. Rachel went to class before she got on a plane, and so we were exhausted by the time we got to Atlanta. We ate food, immediately went in. Yeah, they were out of keys at the hotel, so they escorted us up to the room like we were some kind of bosses, and we went to sleep.
Was that? Hold on. Did we not do bar on Thursday, or was that Friday?
Oh yeah. You're right. You were right. I was.
You were exhausted.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. So yeah. You want to go ahead and?
Yeah. So I mean, we checked in, did all the shawarma deal, walked around, came in and checked into the hotel. The ladies, including my pregnant wife, who usually goes to bed at 7:30, by this time it was like 10. She stayed in the room. Rachel, I think, went to sleep as well because you had been up crazy late. So CJ and I went down to the WXYZ lounge at the Aloft Hotel and ended up having a drink and sitting down and just chatting because we've never met face to face up until then. So and you wanted to do a special toast for Daryl, which we did, and I filmed it. We put it on YouTube, or did we just put it straight to him? I can't remember.
Just it's not on YouTube as far as I know, but it's in the Geek.io community for those who
right.
have
Okay.
access to it. I will probably put it up on YouTube just because.
It was. You can describe that experience.
Daryl, well, a little bit of the backstory. Daryl, almost a Dr. Shaler, was really prepped to come from the UK to Atlanta for DragonCon. He had the money saved up. He had everything ready. And horrible personal stuff happened. I'm not going to get into it because it is way super personal. And so I promised him that I would do something to make him feel a little bit, like he was still there. So he says, okay, as long as it has scotch, because that's my spirit, and I'll be there in spirit. So I drank scotch one other time in my life. I'm not the hugest fan of it. So I got a shot of scotch, and before he tells me that I'm supposed to sip it, I do it like a shot, and it was fine at first. It was smooth. It actually tasted good, and then like this secondary foot came through and just felt like it kicked you in the chest, man.
It was about 10 seconds later. He downed it, and I look at him, and he's handling it like a champ. And the bartender was like, okay. And then he was like, and I was like, there it is. And the bartender giggles, and then I was like, it's okay. We've stopped recording. You can ask for a glass of water.
Yeah, like I did not. It honestly didn't affect me at first. I mean, it was like I said, it was kind of smooth. I didn't particularly like the flavor of it, but you know, whatever. And it just like I'm like, wait, that's weird feeling. There's a really big after. Oh God.
Yeah. It was pretty funny to watch. I won't lie. It was good. Although
yeah, it was funny. It was good seeing your face when I didn't react at first. You're like, "Aw," you had this almost disappointed look on your face.
It was surprising. Huh. What was I gonna say? The shot glass they gave you though wasn't like a shot glass. It was more of like it should have been on the rocks, but wasn't glass.
Yeah, I asked for it on
like
the rocks too, and she just ignored that and just gave it to me. Like, okay, apparently I'm just
on the rocks.
It looked like it was between a
Drink it
martini
like
glass
a man.
and like just a regular.
It's a rollerball glass. I saw the video.
Thank you. Oh, but those are supposed to be angled like that?
They can be.
Okay.
Usually they're straight, but they can.
I was going to say, I've only seen them straight up and down. I hadn't seen them with angles. I was like, I think the Blascoer got confused.
It's the kind you get a White Russian in.
I've seen those in straight up and down glasses before, so.
Yeah, you get them in all kinds. Usually you're supposed to serve it in a rollerball.
Oh, talking about the lounge,
Sorry,
should we talk about the door to nowhere?
Oh, yeah, and so I noticed it the next day, technically, but they've got the bathrooms. It's got an industrial look to the whole hotel. So you've got bare concrete as most of the walls with paintings and stuff, and they've got some nice decorations up, but the most of the wall is actually bare concrete, not drywall or stucco or anything decorative. It's not even stained. It's just straight gray concrete. And you've got the bathrooms, and I just happened to look up while we were sitting maybe at the bar, or you know what? It was when I ordered food the next night. I was ordering burgers. I got hungry late at night and hadn't eaten, so we're jumping ahead a little, but I'll leave the rest of it. I happened to look up above the the men's bathroom, and there's a random door up here with a floor, and then the bathrooms down below, and it doesn't go anywhere. It just leads to a little 2-foot ledge that you would fall and plummet and break your neck if you walked out that door. It made no sense. I have no idea. I meant to ask, but completely forgot to ask what was going on. But it made me laugh, and the next day I told everybody to go look at the bathrooms and look up, because why not?
It was just weird. We're all captivated by this random door that's just there, for no particular reason.
Yeah, it was strange, and it wasn't like there's one over the guys' or the women's restroom too. It was only over the guys, so I don't know what that means. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just gonna let it be.
Let it go.
I said let it be on purpose. Thanks for bringing
Let
it back.
it be. Let it be.
Okay, so now we're on Friday morning?
Unless anybody else has anything.
Door never bothered me anyway.
And that's Rachel's input for Thursday. All right.
Never bother me.
Yeah, I think that's
anybody
it
else for anything on Thursday?
So I think that's it for Thursday. It was a pretty short thing because we got in around 5, driving in from Daphne, so it took about 5 hours of driving. So we got there around 5 p.m. I think your plane came in around 5:30 or 6 o'clock, something like that.
6.
Okay, so we hung around the giant airport and tried to figure out the best way to go in, because there's like 6 entry points depending on if it's domestic or north or south, east, west, and Tasmania, depending on where you're coming from. It's crazy. I forgot
there
how
were
many
giant ants in there for some reason.
Yeah, they're giant.
Yeah, that was what my contribution is going to be. Why, Atlanta? Why do you have giant ants over your baggage claim area?
It makes absolutely no sense. I will thoroughly agree with you there. Like, and when we say giant ants, we mean they're replicas isn't the right word.
Statues?
Yeah, man.
Props.
They're props, but they're ants that are like this long. And there was like 30 of them climbing along the top edge of the baggage claim area, leading from nowhere to nowhere, with not a sign for like an explorium or a science center, like, hey, come visit this place. It was just ants. I was like,
it's just their art statement.
that doesn't make me feel comfortable coming into your city. You're like, hey, by the way, that's just a warning. Watch out.
Watch out for these guys.
Yeah.
They can kill you.
This is just a model.
Heads up.
They're actually bigger in real life.
Right.
Try not to hit him with your car.
No, that's only in Texas, Raoul.
Ants overhead are smaller than they appear. Or larger than they appear. Dang, screwed that up. It's fine. Anyway, yeah, so we got in, picked you guys up, and then headed straight to the hotel, checked in, and then shawarma. Girls went to bed, and we had a drink at the bar, and then went to bed. I had something with ginger beer in it, which was kind of good. It was like
a donkey in a box, or
it was like it was an ox punch or something. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. It
was donkey.
Really, you went to see a donkey show?
No, we did not go to see a donkey show.
That was Saturday night, dear.
It was like ox pulling the cart or some weird name. It was
No, it was donkey something donkey or something.
Sure, if you say
it
so.
It had donkey in it. Or mule. Boxed mule, maybe?
It's Dominic the donkey.
I would have to look at their bar menu again, but I don't know if it's available online. So, anyway, we went to sleep and then woke up Friday.
Yes. Magically, it was Friday, and we were all tired, and we're like, "Oh
4
crap!"
hours later, it's Friday.
Oh right, we did go pick up our press passes. On Thursday. Thank you, Dan, once again for accommodating us, and we look forward to seeing you next year. That was really uneventful. That was going over to the Hyatt, which was a block and a half away from our hotel, finding the room, going in, saying hi, smelling the pizza, and leaving.
Yeah, it was super simple, which was awesome. I don't know why. I just expected it to be more of a pain. I don't know why, but it was fantastic.
Oh yeah, it was. No, I was completely expecting like massive panic as well. Like, oh, I was here and I was expecting at least one angry person. No, everybody was in there. It was really cool. Everybody was awesome, and just thank you. I really appreciate it.
Now on to Friday.
Because first thing we did when we woke up was like, oh crap, we got to go over to the Sheraton.
Yeah, so the first thing was
all the frick way over there.
So it's like 6 blocks east and like 3 or 4 blocks south, and
it felt like it took us longer to get to the Sheraton than it did to get to shawarma the night before.
Right, which may have been true, but I think shawarma was actually further. I think we were just hungry and we were just excited to get food.
Yeah.
And this one was kind of, I think we were, and it may have been the same issue. I was dreading going to check in for regular passes as well, because Alicia was there with regular pass. And we get there, and they have 20 check-in stations just for pre-registered people. We walk up, don't even wait in line, and they're like, all right, where's your info? Give her a driver's license. They scan it, and they print a label, and we're done. And it was like, okay. So we go back to find CJ. They're registering to donate blood, and I was like, well, we're done. I guess we'll wait for you guys to donate blood then. So, and then I guess it's probably half an hour later, Raul showed up on the MARTA. How was that trip, by the way?
Actually, pretty good. I mean, pretty quick. Just, coming on the plane. Next time I'm flying business.
Okay.
Because those coach seats aren't very roomy.
No, they're not.
Okay.
No, not one bit.
Not really.
Yeah. So yeah. No, pretty simple. Going from San Antonio International Airport, which is like one terminal, to Atlanta, which has like what, 8 or 9?
1,000.
It's like 16. It's a lot.
And a train to take you to each terminal.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And now you understand why we spent 20 minutes driving around the airport trying to get to the right terminal to come pick up CJ and Rachel.
Yeah, and then airport. Just finding the right line to get on to get to the hotel. I was afraid I was going to end up like in South Carolina or something. But no, I found some people that were on the train. They had the DragonCon tags and all that, so I pretty much knew where I was going. And then getting to the hotel, I was expecting it to be hot, but the humidity wasn't. It was all right. It wasn't terrible.
It actually wasn't bad this weekend, which was nice. I mean, it was hot. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it was very hot, but yeah, it wasn't like...
It wasn't, like, a couple weeks ago down here, at least in Daphne, it was horrendous. Like, it was, like, 107 was what it felt like, and that was just, I was expecting that, and I was like, goodness, this is not going to be fun. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do. It's going to be too hot. But mainly because Alicia was there. She's 4.5 months pregnant, or 5 months at this point, so that was a big concern, at least, and it actually was not bad.
No,
I think, except for Azevedo, we all have something to say about the habit trails, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So,
habit trail.
Those are the skywalks. I don't know why we call them habit trails. Is there a reason? Because I couldn't explain that to Alicia either.
Yay, Rachel's
back.
Not sounding like she's an echoey person.
Yay.
Rachel's back from the moon.
I think that's just the name that they used to have, and DragonCon people don't like to let go of the past.
Okay.
So, thusly, habit trail.
Okay, because I was like, everything says skywalk. I don't know what.
No, I'm fairly sure it used to be called habit trails, and they used to be on the ground. But like I said, this may come as a surprise to you, but geeks have a hard time letting the past.
Well, no. Okay, so here's my thing though. We're calling them habit trail. And then the new name is Skywalk. I completely think that would hit home with nerds and geeks of any kind of Star Wars related.
But it's not what it used to be, and that's what
call
counts.
ourselves Skywalkers. Come on, it'd be great.
No, it's not how it used to be.
It's true. Okay, that's got to be the best explanation. I wish I had known that then, because I would have told Alicia. But now I'll forget by morning when she's awake. But no, they were. First thing in the morning, and like right during the rush hour of lunch, they were okay.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, it was, if it's not too hot or raining, it was actually easier to go downstairs and walk outside.
Yes, absolutely. And God forbid you go at night. There's a certain paradigm shift that happens during DragonCon. During the day, against that group of people, and they're your normal. They're the us.
We're normal. I did not
for
know
DragonCon.
It's relative. It's relative.
Okay.
For DragonCon, we're normal. We don't cause any trouble. We don't get into any fights. We don't do anything.
We don't throw glass bottles.
We don't throw glass bottles off the 44th fucking floor of the Marriott.
Good God.
Yeah.
That's 44 floors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
some
at
Yahoo.
Night,
some Yahoo was throwing glass bottles. Ridiculous.
Yeah, and then at night.
Yahoo, that's a word.
Yahoo. So let's go ahead and talk about the stuff that we did during the day on Friday first, and then we'll get into the night, because the night's really where we started seeing the big paradigm shift and weird things started happening. So during the day, Friday was really the only day that we had a bunch of stuff set up that we really wanted to do. It was mainly going over to the podcast track, which, by the way, Bud Long, I love the fact that we met like 30-something people that we have bumpers for or something like that, and you played one of the ones that we didn't meet at DragonCon.
Yeah. It was the first one my finger found in the new layout. So.
I'm expecting you to play like Tom Merritt, Jury, Ali Spagnola, Shy Guy. Nope, John and Neely. I love you, John, but yeah, you weren't at DragonCon.
You're going to sound like a fool because I'm going to edit and post, and it's actually going to be Tom or Jury or someone else, or all of them.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm going to put all of them in post, and now we're all going to sound ridiculous.
Wait, you mean you're actually going to edit something?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Just kidding.
But yeah, so we met up with Brian Dunaway, Tom Merritt, some people from the Tadpool, Corey Latham, Les Gebhardt. It was awesome seeing you guys again. It was really good. It was. I can no longer yell at Tom Merritt. I can no longer yell at Tom Merritt because he looked at me and goes, "Hi, CJ, I talked to you at DragonCon."
And then turned and gave me a hug and said, "He can't say that anymore." And I went, "He'll still say it."
That was his first thing to me. "Hi, CJ, I'm talking to you at DragonCon." I'm like, "You remembered me.
You remembered ignoring me."
Talk about being remembered. CJ got noticed at DragonCon.
Oh yeah, Teddy. Well, that was Saturday.
That
I
was
gonna
Saturday.
Okay.
Come on, Raul.
All right, okay.
Jeez, we're sticking
All
to
right.
a timeline.
Sorry, all the days kind of blended to.
Yeah, it does. It is just one giant like blur of dragon. It does tend to like blur together. Like, did I do that on Friday? No, that was certainly on Saturday. No, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that was on Friday.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
I mean,
have fun with discussions for Saturday because
Oh, yeah.
Saturday was
yeah.
Saturday we're splitting up into two parts. We're gonna put it that way.
Yeah.
So we went over to the business of podcasting, which had Nicole Spag and Tom Merritt, and a random Bill Duran appeared, and some other guy that plays Celtic music.
I inadvertently listened to his music on AGR's feed. It's actually pretty humorous. I enjoyed it.
Well, he
I
was
listened to
playing
about-
a Doctor Who Celtic song when we were walking in. I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's pretty cool. I have no idea who he is, but he's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
He's got some that are really, they're actually pretty funny. I listened to about 4, and then I was trying to catch up with TMS and a couple others that I haven't listened to in like a week. So I skipped to the end of that particular episode, but they're actually really funny. You should go back and listen to it. It's Mark.
One of my girlfriends from high school was actually talking to me the other day, and she's like, "Wait, he was bumping your bars," and I'm like, "Yeah." And she was freaking out. She goes, "You were in the same room," and I'm like, "Just back up. He's a person. I wasn't about to attack him for you.
Who
Sorry."
are we talking about? You're in the same room with who?
The Bard.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark Gunner?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I am sorry to anybody listening to me tonight. Words are very, very hard.
No,
I am not so
I
much
got this
recovering from the con. I was up until 3:30 this morning working on coursework and a presentation that I gave this morning, and 8 shots of espresso, and I'm still not functioning. So
She says 8 shots, but it took her 8 hours to drink it. So
no, it took me 4 hours to drink it, but
4 hours
yeah.
to drink it.
I kind of like having a gut. What little I do have of it, and now I'm drinking peach green tea. So I am not long for the world tonight. I'm very tired.
But after the business of podcasting, which is very basic, kind of what you should do to make money with the podcast, which is good to know that we're doing that correctly. And then we decided to go downstairs to Jury's panel, The Sound of Silence, why nobody's listening to your podcast and why that's awesome. Which, if that's not a jury title for a panel, I don't know what is. The one thing that I took away from that was Sword and Laser took 8 freaking years to get its footing going, and I'm like, man, that's rough.
I think the second biggest thing is that even with Tom and Veronica on Sword and Laser, they still have that tendency or that inkling in them to look at numbers and go, man, but I don't have 150 million downloads. Like, even though they're pulling in numbers that are impressive and amazing compared to something that smaller podcasts, including ourselves, do.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to Tom's DTNS and Cord Killers and
right.
Veronica's time on Techzilla and stuff like that, you would think that the two of them together would create the world's biggest podcast vacuum.
Right. And they talked about the same thing that we've seen in the past, where we have a guest on, the numbers spike and they go back down because it's it's your core audience sticks around, and we thank you guys for that. We love you, every one
absolutely.
of you. Especially if you come up to us at DragonCon and say, "Hey,
it's you guys!"
I know you. Yeah. So
make CJ squee for the next day and a half.
Right.
Which CJ did a lot of on Saturday.
One of the biggest things that I took from that podcast, from that track, was that Jerry was saying, it's like, if you have a show and you have 10 people coming in and watching you, that's kind of like you have 10 people coming into your house to listen to you talk.
Yep.
He was like, he said you would be the talk of the neighborhood. It would be practically you starting a cult if you had 10 people show up for an hour every week to listen to you talk.
Yeah, and I think that's when I'm going to start. I'm not going to get into it, but I think that's how I'm going to start viewing everything here, which is come into my house and sleep on my bed.
It's fine. Come chill. Come hang out.
So, yeah, that was a really really good panel. What else did we do on
What
Friday?
happened on? Let's see. Friday we had that, and then we had crap.
Date night.
Is that? Oh, that
Yes,
is the night we split
did
up.
separate date nights.
That's right.
Yeah.
So funny story about that. We went on. We were like, yeah, date night, and then as CJ mentioned, alluded to earlier, Alicia has allergies, which I've talked about, especially in the DragonCon issues, talking about trying to find food with allergy-safe menus and everything else. And then the problem that I think a lot of couples have is, so where do you want to eat? I don't know. I mean, where do you want to eat? I don't care. Where do you want to eat? Well, you have the food allergy. Where do you want to eat? I don't care. Just anywhere. So we start walking to one, get there, 45-minute wait. Yeah, that's not going to work. Let's go somewhere else. We walk another 10 minutes somewhere. Oh, look, they don't have anything you can eat. Awesome. Let's walk to this place. Oh, 45-minute wait. Just kidding. We're not going to go there. Oh, $45 a plate. Just kidding. Not looking at that. So we finally
sounding familiar to me.
Yeah, we finally.
Boo.
Right, you thought I jumped ahead to Sunday, but no. Or was that Saturday? What day was that? That was Sunday.
It was Sunday.
So we finally settled on Jalapeno Charlie's, which I think was Charlie's. Anyway, it was somehow they said it was a. God, I can't remember the blend. Okay, so unless instead of like Tex-Mex, it was some random two like categories of food that you wouldn't expect to be mixed together. It was really strange, but the food was really, really good. I had a fajita, nothing crazy special, and then Alicia had some kind of sandwich. I don't remember what it was.
Was this like 10 miles away from the con or what?
No, ironically, it was right next to the Hard Rock Cafe, which was like 3 blocks from our hotel, but we walked for like an hour trying to find a place to eat.
It's right next to Mian's. It's right next to Mian's Grill. So we were right
the
next to
Brazilian place?
Yeah. No, Irish. I looked at it and said, "Oh, there's Jalapeno Charlie's," as we were walking right by it on Sunday.
Right.
But I learned a very valuable lesson during DragonCon. Nothing else I took away from this. Nobody fucking listens to me.
Well, that's not surprising.
Huh? What?
I mean, I love you.
I'm trying to. Vito just posted a link to the menu. I'm trying to find out what Alicia bought. I can't remember. I just had the flaming fajitas, but she got.
You're a flaming fajita.
Flaming fajita.
Fajitas?
Yeah, flaming fajita. I don't see what she bought. It was some kind of sandwich. I don't see that on the list. So anyway, it was actually really good. It was sandwich wrap something or other maybe. I wish I remembered. It was delicious, and that's all that matters. But that was our fun little date night adventure, was walking around with a 4.5, almost 5-month pregnant woman in the Georgia heat. It was great.
And crowd. Don't
yeah,
forget
and
that.
the crowds actually weren't too bad because we walked, I can't remember where we started, but we started on the outskirts, and we actually missed most of the traffic by walking around the 4 major hotels most of the time. So obviously there's people, because with 75 or 80,000 people there that weekend just for DragonCon, there's people, but it wasn't the hordes that we were seeing in front of the Hyatt and the Marriott and the Hilton.
And the vendors hall.
Oh, good God!
Man.
I did not touch that on Friday. There was no way.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. So.
But long. Did you get a bulldog bomb at Margaret or Jalapeno Charlie's?
The bulldog, but what? Bulldog bomb? I did not
I know
see
what
that.
we're doing next year.
Is that a drink?
It's an $11 drink.
Okay, so just for reference, my
It's like the size of
something or other was a $10 drink, so that another $1 would not have bothered me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we
Bulldog
did have
bomb,
expensive
so you know
drinks
what
at
to
the. Yeah, now we know what we're doing next year.
Where do you see this drink thing? I see. No, that's news, not menu. Oh, this is great radio. See, somebody keep talking about Friday. CJ, Rachel, how was your date night?
Yeah, Rachel, you go ahead and talk about our date night.
We actually took the route that we normally wouldn't take. I think I've mentioned before that since my surgery, I cannot eat rice, pasta, or noodles of any sort. It is what it is. It sucks. So that leaves one thing that my stomach used to love, that I still love, that I can't eat, which is sushi. However, I did speak to a friend of mine who was like, hey, some places will actually do any of the rolls as long as they have something. Like down here, we've got the lollipop roll, which is actually wrapped in cucumber. Most places, if you say that there is a rice allergy, in my case, this is how I have to do everything, they will typically wrap your sushi in cucumber. So CJ, being the awesomeness that he is, decided to call Pacific Rim Bistro, and
not that Pacific Rim. No kaiju. Made me sad.
Yeah, no kaiju.
Kaiju-less sushi.
And he spoke to one of the managers over there, and they're like, "Yeah, we can do that. That's not a problem." Got there, double-checked, made sure of it, and I got to have sushi for the first time in months. So yay, super accommodating. We had a total geek for a waiter. It was awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got to geek out about Naruto. It was fantastic.
So if you're wanting some good sushi, and they were, relatively reasonably priced because CJ got 2 rolls, I got 2 sushi rolls wrapped in the cucumber. CJ's were regular. CJ got a bowl of soup. What was in it? I don't remember.
It was the shiitake soup.
Okay. I got a big bowl, and I'm talking probably a good 8 ounces, actually probably closer to 10 or 12 ounces of seaweed salad, which is something that I've been wanting a lot of lately, unfortunately. I saw content, paid for that later. And I think we spent all of $50 with tip.
Yeah, something like that.
And I think you had a drink too, didn't you?
No.
Okay, that was one of the places that... No, you only have the 3 drinks over the weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, more than willing to accommodate, more than willing to work with special dietary needs, which was awesome. And really quite... We went from, the... What is it? The hipster hotel to the hipster bistro.
Yeah.
Like the same kind of dark, sharp edges, muted colors, but it was really kind of cool. And awesome group over there. And we happened to hit it before the rush.
Yeah, we did not walk around for a half hour. We went and they're like, yeah, sure, come on in.
I wish it was only half an hour. It was like 45 minutes to an hour. It was ridiculous.
And it was literally like 10 minutes away for you guys, right?
It was less than that. We could have got, 10 probably. From the hotel, it probably would have been 10.
Yeah, we only walked for... It was literally across the street from the Marriott.
Yeah.
Basically, when I found Jazz, a wild Jazz appears on the street when he came to visit us on Sunday. Literally across the street from where I met him is where CJ and I went. So 3 blocks, not quite 3 blocks. So definitely, if you're in that area, try it because it's good stuff. And we only did the sushi and the soup and the seaweed salad, but they have a huge menu, and it all sounded really good.
Yeah, and where you guys were your date nights, I went over to the FSL panel with Jury and Tom Merritt.
Yeah, you got on. You got on the podcast.
Yes.
I heard that. And I'm like, oh wow, that's Ro. He didn't tell me he actually got on.
Oh, I didn't know that you listened to the...
Oh, dude, it's one of my favorite shows. I got to keep up with my sports talk, man.
Yeah, actually, truth be told, that was actually my first time listening to the show.
Sports Ball Radio.
With elves and robots.
So, yeah, like now I need to go back and watch it from the beginning, listen to the podcast from the beginning.
The one podcast to rule them all. Oh, wait.
And then I pretty much just I grabbed a slice of pizza, a water, and I hung out in the game room. And that's where you guys found me.
CJ and I were yelling at everybody, well, except for the Budlongs, because the Budlongs have figured out that eating is necessary as geeks, especially when you have small, how do we put it, life forms sucking life out of you.
Parasites, it's fine.
What was that?
Parasites?
Yes! Internal parasites. in the form of Smoke Little Budlow.
Oh, hey, we're having a boy. We haven't announced that yet.
What?
And he's gonna spell the name the right way, right?
Yeah, Reese. R-H-Y-S.
Real original
like
there.
everyone
Pavel.
else does.
That's great. Gimli is going to love the fact that you named your son after him.
Yeah, so Reese has been in the running since before your Reese, Jared, so...
I don't know. Like, we were talking about the name Reese when we were dating, which was before... I'm pretty sure we were married before y'all started dating, so...
Yeah, probably.
Just saying.
You can shut your mouth. This is actually... It was actually Alicia's pick. So I got to pick Josiah's middle name because... I wanted to, and he's never going to tell people what the E stands for when he's older, and that's fine.
And what does it stand for? So we have it on
Enoch.
It's Enoch.
Enoch.
It translates to the descendant of Jared, so I liked it, and I've liked it.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I've
no,
liked
there's
it.
no ego in that.
What the hell, dude?
I've liked it since I was like 20-ish, and I've always wanted to name my firstborn son that, and middle name I'll settle for, so it's fine. But I in turn let Alicia pick the names as long as I obviously liked them. I wasn't going to let her pick something I hated, but I let her pick the names. So
Job.
Yeah, no, that's my initials, so we're not doing that.
I know, that's why I said it.
Yeah. Anywho, so game room, Raul, I think is where we kind of were.
Yes. I just mostly roamed around, just like looking at people playing games. I watched the game of Lords of Waterdeep, which I think went on for about an hour or so.
Wow.
And then I got into a game of Zombie Dice with some guys I met there.
Nice.
And then we started to play Bears, and then it just kind of like we just split up, and then you guys showed up. And I think from there, I think you, CJ, started a Magic draft.
Yeah, I tried to talk Raul into doing a Magic draft with me, but he's like, "Never been you wine," and I've come to the point where I don't get to play Magic very often, but when I do, I want to do it at DragonCon, and I'll spend the extra little bit of money to do a draft there because then I don't have to deal with people spending $700 on a deck that I can't beat. So I'm drafting the cards, which is fine. Everything goes well. Pretty shitty draft, all things considered. But the judge is like, all right, we're going to go over to the table right behind the princess. And I go, where is he? And
because that's how CJ rolls.
It just popped out. And one of the guys goes, no, the princess right over there. I go, why is it that whenever I'm here, I instantly think whenever you talk about a princess, you're talking about a guy? And the guy behind me goes, does that say something about the con or you? And I just go, yes.
Maybe a little bit of both.
A little bit of column A.
I blame Dale, personally.
One quick thing. I did get a couple of selfies with Jury, Veronica, and also Tom Merritt, but I didn't realize until I was going through the video, the pictures. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday. I got photobombed by Veronica with my picture with Tom.
Nice. Very nice.
I technically got group hugged with Veronica.
No, not technically. Veronica almost tackled you and Yuri.
It's true. I was there.
It was quite amazing.
I was right next to it and got none of the love.
You weren't even getting high fives this weekend, Bud Law.
I didn't get high fives. I didn't get hugs. I got, oh, hey, look, other people.
Oh, hey, look, is this the BDSM line?
I think we're jumping ahead a little bit.
Speaking of anything else
that.
Friday.
Yep.
Wait, Rachel has a story for Friday.
What?
Rachel has a story for Friday.
Which one?
In the game room.
Oh, you mean the one where you
God.
played the draft and let me roll and Rachel sit at the table and do nothing?
Hey, I told you guys what I was doing, by the way.
On me.
Yeah, you guys are the assholes. I want to point that out there. You two are the assholes. I'm just putting that out
back
there.
to the hotel. She could have left with us.
Yeah, I mean, Jared left, and I didn't want him to walk by himself, so I just tagged along with him.
Assholes.
Sure.
Yeah,
You keep-
as
you
we
keep
know,
telling yourself that.
DragonCon has a lot of debauchery, especially after dark, and it was 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting very quietly over by the up escalator in the games room. And to my left, there is a group of 6 furries. For those of you that don't know what furries are, go look it up. I'm not judging this one. And they're rowdy.
Safe
They're
search
little-
on.
Yeah, safe search on.
Incognito, Pro XPN, safe search on.
Get 20 to check out.
A lot drunk. And at one point, I remember looking over while Raoul and Budlong were still there, and I look over, and all of a sudden I see literally tail in the air shaking on top of another person. And, that's more than I wanted to see.
Oh, I saw that.
They're all but humping each other on the floor next to me, and I'm like, I really don't need this.
Yeah, it was weird. And like he was he or she, I didn't see. All I saw was the tail. He was like
The one with the butt up in the air was a guy.
Okay, making his tail shake, like not like on purpose, like really getting into the furry aspect. It was odd. To each their own. Like BDSM panel, Night Attack. I go with Night Attack. If you want to go to BDSM, that's fine. Furry adventures, that's fine. Just not my thing. It just caught me
Whatever
off guard.
floats you, it just floated away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh god.
Which kind of leads into the daytime versus nighttime paradigm. During the day, everybody is very chill, very relaxed. At night, once all of the inhibitions are gone, things start becoming a lot more blurred and almost forced on people. Because during the day, if you don't want to see, a furry or doing anything like that, you can easily avoid them. At night, you try to avoid the people, and they end up following you because that's what drunk people do.
Essentially. But the furries finally cleared out, and very, very drunk and very not able to walk a straight line, comes over with his cheap beer and ends up dropping it, and I don't even think he realized that he dropped it. He just he kind of stopped there for a second, the beer fell, I got soaked from the ankle, from like my kneecaps down. So wait a fabulous night. I proceeded to sit there and grumble until CJ got back, and I was just like, you know what? I smell like cheap beer. I want to go to bed. I need to shower. Yeah, no, gross. Like, I would have rather have sat there and watched furries humping on the ground, because just crappy
So that's
cheap.
what that smell was Friday night.
It wasn't me, it was the cheap beer in the asshole.
Oh, that just phrase could be different. That could be phrased differently.
For all I know, the
Deal
cheap
with
beer
it.
could have been in his asshole. I don't care what he was doing with himself.
Reminds me of vodka tampons, and I just
All right. Let's go to date.
Saturday. Can we move on to Saturday?
Yes, let's move on to Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday threw Rachel completely out of her comfort zone, and I have never had more fun, I don't think.
Yeah, Saturday during the day was actually pretty uneventful. We had got it really started catching up on us that we were tired.
I was good until Sunday.
It started catching up with me.
After the night attack and the late night, Saturday is when I started hurt. Sunday is when I started hurting.
We'll cover the day, take a break, and then cover the night, because the night's where all the fun stuff happened. During the day,
and food.
Yeah, we went over to Aviva, I believe it was.
Yes. Which the owner of Aviva was actually serving when Raul and I went. The man has not changed at all visually based on the picture that he had in there.
And he is he's awesome. He is a great.
And he's just nonstop.
He was okay. Did he throw falafel at you guys?
Yes.
Okay, that was awesome because he was like, you and my brother here, falafel, and just threw it. And then one of the guys missed it, and he was like, it's okay, you come over here, I give you another one. It was.
Yep, that's exactly how
great.
he was, and it was like, wow, he takes pride in what he does, and he is having fun doing his job. And, you know, obviously the restaurant is his baby because he's just right on top of everything.
Oh, yeah.
You try this. Oh, my sister, you try this. I'm like, I would love to try the pasta. I can't. He goes, oh, you try falafel then.
Yeah, and then
it was delicious.
So Alicia
Why did no one tell me there was food like this?
Sorry?
Raul has led such a sheltered life.
Sorry. So Alicia got the falafel burrito thing? I don't even know what to call it. It was about the size of my bicep.
It was like a Chipotle for falafels, really.
Right.
That's what this place was.
The thing was the size of my bicep, but like no joke, like a foot and a half long. And she ate it for we ate it for 3 meals essentially. She ate it for lunch, kept 2/3, ate another third for dinner, and I polished it off. And then gets into that stuff we'll talk about later. But that sounded really weird. The hamburgers I mentioned earlier, the last third of the burrito wasn't enough, so I ordered burgers later. I didn't want that to get weird.
It got weird.
Yeah, it got weird. Oops.
A little weird, yeah.
Good job,
So speaking of Saturday night and letting inhibitions go, no, I finished it on Saturday. Anyway, but if you're ever in Atlanta or you live in Atlanta, go to the mall during the week because evidently it's not open on weekends. Just say sometimes, like at the door sign, it was like Monday through Friday at X time through X time. Weekends, kind of. It was like sometimes, kind of, or something. It was like maybe. It just depends. And I was like, that's bravo. At least you're like, yeah, whatever. If we have people here, come on in. But go ahead.
And then we went right next door to the Caribou Coffee.
Oh my God!
Yes.
White chocolate pumpkin blended thingy of holy shit! I could have been wired. You guys sucked yours down like it was going out of style. I had 2 sips out of CJ's and I was like, oh yeah, you need to take that because that's just a little too sweet for me.
Pumpkin white chocolate.
That sounds
Blender
delicious.
frosty flappuccino.
It was Christmas in my mouth again.
That's a show title if I've heard one.
Yep.
Christmas in my mouth. Oh, you already got it? Okay, done.
Oh, and the popcorn.
Oh,
yes. Popcorn Haven, baby.
Yeah, you guys were a little crazy on that. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
That watermelon popcorn was not. It's not a good combo.
Delicious. It's delicious.
The watermelon flavor was great, but then as you bite into it, you get a punch of popcorn, and you're like, who did that? It was not.
It's neon green.
Because it's delicious. That's why.
It wasn't my thing. If you like buttered popcorn jelly beans, you might like popcorn watermelon flavor things from.
Oh, see, I can kind of understand the watermelon thing. Like TJ also got a banana one. I'm not a fan of banana. It tastes like a banana now and later. It's not horrible. It's just not me. But I like fresh bananas. I don't like the oversweetened now and later flavor bananas.
Yeah, like Runts bananas or something like that.
Well, that's kind of what it tastes like. It's more akin to a runt.
Okay.
It's not horrible. Just it's not me. Although the cookies and cream and the white chocolate strawberry cheesecake that I got, oh my God.
See, something that's not, I don't know, because I like caramel popcorn. It's not the sweet and popcorn flavor that I have a problem with. It was just odd to have watermelon. Like, popcorn is salty to me, typically, and then watermelon, I don't care where you're from. You're not supposed to put salt on it. Some people do because they're crazy, but I don't. That's fine. They can do that. You're not supposed to put salt on that. And there's just the 2 flavors together. Just, I don't know, it weirded me out. It reminded me of it's a drink called a chimney stack or a chimney. Yeah, I think it's a chimney stack. It's a blended drink, blended coffee drink that has cayenne pepper in it. So it's like a really cold blended drink, but also has cayenne pepper and chocolate, and it messes with your head because your brain doesn't know what to do with the heat and cold at the same time.
Oh, jeez.
Although that one was good, and I would drink it again. The popcorn I wouldn't do.
You're so weird. It's so good.
And I think that's the first half of Saturday, isn't it?
Alicia and I walked around because she wanted to try and go to some panels. So before we wrap up and head to the intermission, My understanding of the panels, and this is just me, I guess, not reading well enough into the fine details and not asking enough questions ahead of time. I heard the panels don't start lines until an hour before, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, Patrick Stewart's here. We'll try to go to that. If we can't get into that for whatever reason, we'll try the Harry Potter thing later that day, or maybe the next day. I can't remember what the timing was. I think it was later that day. And we get there an hour and 15 minutes early, and the line is out the building. And I was like, well, okay. I guess that doesn't happen
Wrapped around the building, by the way.
It was superbly long.
Yeah, I think we saw it from the habit
because
trail.
he's huge.
Yeah, but I mean, it was an hour and a half before the show started. My understanding, at least, was lines don't start until an hour before. So I was under the impression you wouldn't start forming a line until an hour before, and then it would start filling up.
It depends. If it's something like big names, they typically will.
So, yeah, I would have liked to know that beforehand, because we literally weren't doing anything before that. We were just walking around, and we would have showed up in line. So that would be my only critique, I guess, of that, would be to make that clear. Like, hey, anything in the Marriott with big A-list names, or just name them, whatever. We're going to allow these to start lining up ahead of time, and it would have been nice to know ahead of time. But not a huge deal. That and Harry Potter, both of them filled up way early, and didn't get to go to those. But we'd ended up going to What it was Hunger Games. Was that Saturday or Sunday?
I think that was Sunday.
That was No, we didn't do really anything.
We didn't do anything Sunday. Did we do anything?
No, you guys did. You and Alicia did.
That may have been the other one she wanted to see, was the Hunger Games one. So I'll save that for Sunday.
Too.
Yeah. So we. Yeah, that right. It was Sunday. So we ended up on Saturday. We ended up just walking around and people watching, sightseeing, however you want to phrase it.
Yeah.
Alicia was completely out of her element. Was probably the best word. I've seen pictures, and I've been to Pensacon, which had people dressing up in cosplay, and half naked girls, half naked guys in girl costumes. I was prepared for seeing that.
Nearly naked Tony Starks.
Yeah.
What?
Other Duran. Yeah, no, it was Other Duran. We'll save that for the second half of the show. It was Saturday night. What was I going to say? Oh, so I was prepared to see something akin to that. My expectations weren't caught off guard. And yes, Ted Eliza, this is still live. Welcome back. Stick around for after intermission. Special thank you.
Well, that's actually before that. So yeah, we actually met up with Teddyzilla.
He will do it purposely.
And called you out, and you're still gonna pick on her name. Okay.
Yes, because I told her it was awesome, and she said that it was awesome, and so yeah, we met up with her, and I have to admit, it was really weird having somebody come up to me who is a fan, and I'm like, holy crap! I hailed myself up very well, and when she walks away because she was doing something else, and I'm like, holy crap! I just had my first fan interaction.
Yay!
By the way, you kind of exploded his brain. Please feel free to do it again.
This year, I got my first fan birthday wish too, so I'm like, it's been a big year for me. Give me a break.
You're such a dweeb.
I'm just jealous because nobody recognized me or said hi when I was waiting in lines. That's all. Maybe next year.
I got all of that.
Maybe if your head was shinier, they would have.
Exactly.
No, I shaved it on Saturday. That's the sad part. I shaved it on Saturday. I know I didn't shine it. I don't have to. It shines naturally with the wonderful glow that I have.
It glows with his personality.
It needs a nice sheen.
It's kind of like the glow with the show.
A shorn sheen.
Mickey Mouse.
What was I gonna say? I think that was it.
I don't know. What were you gonna say?
Were we coming back from a panel for that, or what were we doing when she walked up to us?
Oh, it was the Doctor Who new series. We caught the question and answer.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Wait, so the one that we were all at?
Mm-hmm.
No, we tried to get to the new one, but it was it was the last 15 minutes of it on Saturday.
Yeah, we all got in.
No, you weren't with us.
I got in another Doctor Who panel with you guys were there?
That was Friday night.
That was Friday.
Oh, okay.
That was saying farewell to Matt Smith.
That's right.
Yeah, that's one where we all were like separated because they didn't have seats right next to each other.
Yeah, it was all spread out and weird.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it was great seeing you, Teddy Eliza. Yeah, I was dressed up Saturday. Actually, Rachel and I did cosplaying. I was dressed up as my Rocket Raccoon, and Rachel was dressed up as
Harley Quinn with a big ass hammer.
I
am proud of that hammer, damn it.
That hammer has done things and seen horrible and awesome things.
The hammer is his penis.
Yes, the hammer is his penis. More on that after the break. But other than that, pretty much it for Saturday morning, I think.
Yes.
Saturday afternoon, because I don't think we left the hotel before 11 or 12.
It was vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, and for the record, fuck you, Landmark Diner.
That's
Just
Sunday.
putting that out there.
That's Sunday.
That's Sunday. We'll talk more about that on Sunday.
Wait, what?
Yeah, just wait for the second part.
Yeah.
I'm just preempting that. Come back and I'll tell you why.
Absolutely. So we are going to actually go ahead and split up the show still. We're going to go and pay some bills, and because it's completely topical for after the show, after the break, we are going to play some Professor Shy Guy Wrecking Ball during the
At
break.
Rachel's request, because it's now stuck in my head today.
Giggity giggity. Giggity goo. Oh, and just because if you're going to look up furries, just pay attention to the first ad. It's fine. We'll see after the
No.
See you on the other side.
We'll see after the break.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is JD from How It Stacks here to talk to you about ProXPN. It is a private VPN, which basically means it is going to mask your IP address, protecting your data. So if you're out on the interwebs doing things you might not need to be doing, or if you're banking online overseas, it will help mask your data and keep it completely private. And you can do this for only $6.25 a month regularly, or you can use Geek20 for 20% off. So it's a pretty stellar deal, guys. And I'm just going to be honest, with all of the stuff that we've had going on, it's a good idea to invest in something like ProXPN.com. So I am JD, and I approve this message.
You've all probably heard about Audible.com before. It's the world's leading provider of audiobooks. Through Geek.io, you can actually get your first 3 months for 50% off. That's only $7.49 per month for the first 3 months. That'll save you over $22. Now, if you're not sure what Audible is, or you're not sure you're even going to like the service, feel free to try that Audible Listener Gold membership for free for 30 days. Remember, that includes 1 free book. After that 30-day trial is up, your membership will renew for the normal $14.95 per month, giving you access to 1 credit per month, as well as member benefits. What's that? You say you're already a member? Well, feel free to follow our link anyway, and you can give us a little kickback every time you buy an a la carte book. Check out all the details at www.geek-io.com/audible. And again, we want to thank Audible.com for their support of the Geek.io podcast network.
Are you a comic book geek? Or do you want to just listen to 2 grown men argue about fictional universes while one woman tries to talk them down off the edge? Well, we have a show for you. Listen to the Comic Alliance right here on the Geek.io network.
We clawed, we chained our hearts in vain. We jumped, never asking why. We kissed, I fell under your spell of love. No one could deny. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a lie running for my life. I will always want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your walls. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wrecked me. I knew that you were trouble when you want it. Shame on me now. It slowly turned, you let me burn. And now we're ashes on the ground. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a life running for my life. I will always want you. Keep me like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your heart. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wrecked me. I never meant to start a war. I just wanted you to let me in. And instead of using force, I guess I should have let you in. Never meant to start a war. I just wanted you to let me in. I guess I should have let you in. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always love you. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you worth. Make them go, as you shoot across the sky. Hit me like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break you off. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wreck me. Yeah, you wreck me.
Oh my God, I will never not love that song. So just before we head on back to the discussion, just a couple little points of note. Remember, you can always get a hold of us at feedback@geek-io.com site, which has everything you want and more. Geek-io.com. Comic Alliance is going to be next Tuesday, as long as JD does not crap out on us again.
Bad JD.
The life of an actor on IMDb. That's all I gotta say.
Yes. But I have fans visiting me, JD. What do you have?
It's true.
I mean,
things hopefully in the work that I can't mention, but if it happens, it would be awesome. Just throwing that.
Yahoo Booty.
Yeah, better than that. Much better than that.
Also with the Audible ad, if you want to help us out with that awesome service, remember you have to stay signed up for another 30 days, so that way that tells Audible that you got it through us. Gives us that little kickback that is very much so appreciated.
And if you're waiting for me to say something, I can't access it because I can't get Google Chrome to work because my computer's retarded, and I'm actually working on
It's okay, he's waiting on me.
Yep.
Okay.
We're still taking an anonymous survey of our listeners across the network to find out what you all like and dislike about all of our shows. This helps us as a network to better understand who you are as a listener, so we can have better shows, because better shows mean better shows, and better shows mean better things for you. So why don't you go take a survey, because you can find the link in the notes, suckers.
Word. Also, if you want to know I'm not going to lie to you, the best way to get your ideas heard on Geek.io, head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/geek.io. Give us a little bit of monetary
lubrication.
What?
I would go with
people said it once.
I like mine better.
Okay.
You all said it at the same time, so I don't know what anybody said.
Sustenance or lubrication, take your pick.
Relevance! Relevance!
Both of which are at the con.
Yes. Head on over there, and frankly, if you pay us, we'll do whatever you tell us to do, because you'll be our boss. Patreon.com/geekio.
No doubt.
All right, now back onto Saturday. Really, this is oh yeah, Raul wanted me to put on my mask again. Hold on. Hi, I'm Rocket Raccoon again.
How do I mute your video? Hold on. I could eject
Rocket
you from the podcast.
motherfucking raccoon!
I have a
That's
qualm to
so
pick with you, sir. I don't think he ever said that in the movie, so why are you saying
He
it?
does in the book all the time.
He does not say it in the movie, so that's all I care about.
So, also Night Attack. Things get random F-bombs added in there. So, yeah, the true definition of paradigm shift between the day, the new Doctor Who series discussions, Hunger Game discussions, Patrick Stewart discussions. At night, Night Attack, nightattackshow.com. Justin
Night
Robert
Attack,
Young,
the
Greg.
Night Attack, the Night Attack, the Night Attack?
No. It's nightattack.tv. It's not .com.
Ooh,
I thought they had a
burn.
.com.
No,
still.
it's not.
No, it's .tv.
I thought they had a night. I thought nightattackshow.com was a thing.
All right, so let's get it right again.
It is. It does. It redirects you to nightattack.tv, but it's still a thing. Don't you dare.
Well, stop making them pay an extra $10 a month for nightattack.com and just do .tv. Then they won't have to do the URL redirect. Jeez. Save them some money so they can have good shows again still. Dang it.
What?
Again? Wow. I meant to say still. It was
Freudian
almost,
slip much?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Anywho. Hey, Raul, what was the name of the Night Attack night?
Okay, it was the Attack Night Attack that might attack Night Attack.
No, the Night Attack night that might attack the Night Attack.
Yeah.
There we go.
Either way, it was great.
Yeah.
Every time I got offended.
All right, so we're in line. We get there. The show started at 10. We got there right about 9 o'clock. We're like, oh yeah, sure, we're gonna get there early. Line was.
We formed the halfway breaking point where they had to turn the line around because it was getting too long.
Yes.
So yeah, and then weird things happen, and I'm not talking about the Weird Things podcast, also by Jury and Brian Brushwood, because that's Sunday night. We didn't go to that because we were doing other stuff. We went and stood in line, and we split. It was me, and then the rest of the group was all the way on the other side of the hallway. So I'm the end person in this line, being charged with the, you're the unofficial line keeper. And I'm like, shit. I'm like, all right, fine. I had my Rocket Raccoon outfit on. I'm like, sure, why not? All right. So very fat man standing in bright orange. Talking to a couple of guys next to me, which is fine, in line, shouting things over at the rest of the group. And then people start lining up next to me. I'm like, all right. At first it's just Night Attack people. I'm like, all right, line's over there. Line's over there. Line's over there. And fine. And then I start getting weirder questions. Where's the Playhouse line? I'm like, Playhouse line? I don't know. Ask a person with a yellow lanyard. Where's the 101 line? And I'm like, 101. Why is this really familiar to me? And why am I? Oh. And then a dominatrix comes up to me.
In full regalia.
At least a woman dressed up as a dominatrix comes up to me. Goes, so you're in line for BDSM? I'm like, no, the line's over there. She goes, oh, what are you in line for? I go, Night Attack. And she kind of gives a mischievous look on her face, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not incorrect for that other part either.
That sounds better to you than it probably should.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's a podcast. And she goes, ooh, a Night Attack podcast. I go, no, it's not that.
Well, I'm glad they hadn't announced Attack Night, the Night Attack Night, the Might Attack Night Attack. Man, that could have been really confusing with those people.
And she goes, oh, and then turns around and walks away. And I say out loud, just randomly for, into the ether, and I go, again, I'm in full Rocket Raccoon gear. I go, how many grown men in raccoon costumes are you expecting in line for the BDSM panel? And the guy next to me goes, with a very serious face, not a joking look on his body, goes, 7. And my mouth, I immediately shut up. Like, I can't. I'm like, you have struck me speechless. It was incredibly hard to do.
Weren't you waiting for like a Mario and Peach to walk up?
Mm-hmm.
I was.
Yeah.
I was. I really wanted to see a Mario and a Peach walk up and go, BDSM line? No.
Well, and then I'm flagging. I'm still flagging. You know, and eventually I go. I start because I say night attack to these people, and they get different looks on their faces. So I eventually go podcast or BDSM to one person.
Right.
And she goes, "Are you asking me my preference?" And I go, "God."
Wait, what does podcasting mean? Or podcast?
I literally look at her and go, podcast or BDSM? And she goes, are you asking me my preference? And I go, I really need to rethink what I'm saying to these people, because obviously these are not my kind of people.
You're not speaking their language. Well, actually, you might be speaking too much their language. You need to sound more foreign.
And I'm just like, I don't know, I don't understand. And then like later on, seeing the line for the BDSM panel, I can understand why seeing a person in a raccoon outfit would not be unusual for that line. But just putting that out there. So yeah, that was just getting into the night attack panel. This is not even in this yet. This was an hour of flagging people who I consider weird, and I have a high tolerance for weird. These people are weird to me.
There goes all our furry fans.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, furries. You're not a great loss to me.
Oh, furries are people too. Come on.
Okay, you can furry hump yourself into oblivion when I'm not sitting quietly. I
Jared,
saw
are you
more.
saying
I
you're like
saw
a
more
closet furry?
literal tail, in the like 40 minutes I was waiting for CJ prior to getting cheap, crappy beer dumped on my leg than I think I've seen in most of my life.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, talking tech and podcast, to some people is what furries are to us. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I get it, and I get the allure, and I really do, but just they're not my kind of people.
Sure.
And I have a very high tolerance for weird. I mean, one of my best friends commonly dresses up as a woman. So that's not.
Wait, which friend of yours is that?
Dale.
Oh, hi, Dale.
The one we all know about?
Commonly? Or
More
occasionally?
commonly than you know of.
I don't know. I don't know how often he dresses as a woman.
So
I've only seen the one picture.
I got high-fived by kind of high-fingered by Grand Amahara, which was great. Nobody else paid attention to him, maybe because he was surrounded by a group of Asians that were just about as tall as him. And I'm like, hey, I recognize that voice. Hey, it's Grand Amahara! And I raise my hand out, he raises his hand out, I brush fingers with Grand Amahara, former Mythbuster. So that was awesome. Nobody else paid attention. I'm like, hey, there's a tiny Asian man walking by that looks vaguely familiar to me. He is a tiny man too. He is not a big man.
He is a very little person.
He is a very little person.
And this is just the line to get into Night Attack.
Yeah. Now Rachel has an interesting story about the line.
Which one?
Well, one, grabbing Justin. Justin gives her a hug because Justin and her hit it off. There's some kind of weirdness going on there. I think it's the beard.
You're just jealous.
And so you all of a sudden hear from the back, Justin, group hug. And Veronica Belmont shoots out like a tiny little cute bullet out of nowhere and almost tackles Justin and Rachel.
Yes.
I heard Justin group hug and then boom, she's there, and Tom's just walking behind her, shaking his head
and laughing
like
because I must have had a look of fear on my face.
Yeah, it was a tiny adorable flash, and it just banged into Rachel and Jury.
So many good show titles. Oh my goodness.
And that's so that happened, and Tom's just shaking his head and laughing, walking behind her, and she's like jumping up and down and shaking the hell out of Jury and Rachel. It was hilarious.
Grill bug.
Because Rachel goes to let go of Jury, and Veronica just like grabs her and pulls her back into the hug. And looks at me like, what do? I don't understand. And I'm just shaking my head and laughing at this point. And then finally, a few minutes after that, Bill Duran comes up to me and goes, "You're not the last person in line. Where's your wife?" And I'm like, "Over there." The line goes back that way. He goes, "Oh." So it made me happy that Bill Duran even has to stand in line.
Right. And that's when I think we found out that Bill Duran wasn't the person we thought he was. Right.
Yeah, we got
nearly naked Tony Stark.
No, that happened later.
No, I think that's when we realized it wasn't him in the outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was.
No, I thought it was him up until the after party. Then I saw Bill and Tony and nearly naked Tony Stark, and I'm like, wait.
Oh, okay. Okay, because he had his mask up for a split second before the line.
But they're twins. They still look exactly the same.
Right, but would his twin know who you are?
No.
Okay.
In
so
theory.
yeah, that happened. And then we finally got in. Finally get going into line. Rachel has to literally shove a person out of line behind me.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, I was in line. I'm like, no, you weren't, because I'm part of his party, and, well, I was told to stand here to divide the line and rejoin when they were ready to start guiding us in. So you need to go to the end of line, which is all the way over there now. I got cursed out. You're still going to get in, you mook.
Yeah, there's still plenty of room.
Yeah, there was.
Not a small crowd, but there was plenty of room for extra people.
Yeah, finally got into the panel, and sit down. It's cramped, and they let us spread out, which is fantastic. And then then beep beep, the turquoise Jeep came on, dropped some fat beats, and then the Night Attack show happened.
MC Allergy.
MC Allergy got up and dropped some egg-laying goodness on us.
Some wicked rhymes.
Yes, about eggs.
And
she looked incredibly uncomfortable up there. Bonnie looked incredibly uncomfortable.
So, Azevedo, do you know what we're talking about?
Nope.
Okay, so Brian's wife Bonnie at some point read off some fake rap lyrics about.
No,
allergies.
it wasn't fake. No. Okay, here's the story behind this one.
Wait, she didn't write those, did she? I mean, she wrote those initially, right?
No, I think it was chat room.
Okay.
No, she wrote the "Don't Suck on Those Nuts" song.
Right.
About nut allergies, and then Chat Realm made it into actual music videos because she literally just was like acapella.
It was just her voice. Yeah. That's what I was saying. So it's not a song outside of she wrote it, but she wrote up a fake rap song and read it, and then I guess she read it not live on the show. They recorded it ahead of time and
no, she read that one. She recorded it live on the show, and then Chat Realm did what Chat Realm does.
They took it and made songs out of it, which was great.
Yes.
But then she wrote another one and then read it live with them playing custom back loops at the show. It was pretty good.
This one, she did do another one, which was singing Body Count from Cop Killer from Body Count, which is a horrible song, but replacing every time she said the word cop with peanut allergy.
Yeah, it was great.
It was fantastic.
It was Body Count.
And no, the song is Cop Killer, and Body Count is the group.
Well, yeah, but I think they renamed it as like Bonnie
Count. Yes. And then she did another song live, looking very uncomfortable, about egg sucking on eggs.
Egg allergies.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty great. Although I was laughing because the whole time I'm thinking of me and Alicia going out to eat, and I'm like, yep, pretty much.
Yeah, dude, that's the same thing I was thinking. I'm like, dude, this is Alicia's jam right here.
Right. I'm listening to it, and I'm like, yep, pretty much. Yep, yeah. Uh-huh. Been there, done that. Yep, had to worry about that. Yep, there. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The whole thing is she actually has a lot of intolerances, and all of their daughters are lactose intolerant. So it just kind of, and their oldest has peanut allergies and can't eat a lot of stuff too. So it just came out of that and her being weird to her daughter, trying to make her daughter feel better. And then Brian heard it and was like, "Oh my God, you have to do this." On the show, but much akin to how I get Rachel to do a bunch of stuff, which is
It is what it is. I'm.
And also how Rachel gets you to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, this is very true as well. So that happened, and then questions came up, and I was it was the Brody song, the Brody "Don't Get Brodied," which for those who don't listen is basically you tell a story. And as soon as you start boring the panel, you get this song played. And I was going to tell the story of the BDSM line. I go up there, and I have this entire thing ready. And I go up there in my Rocket Raccoon, and Justin's like, "Hey, there's only one of you. Who are you?" And I go up there, and I just scream into the microphone, "I'm Rocket Motherfucking Raccoon!" And I instantly get the song played. Because, well, the thing is, I've listened to Schwood for so long, I know what gets his tics. I know what really... I think he thought I was a furry or something.
I don't know how he got that idea.
And instantly kiboshed it. And I knew he would because I know Schwood. I've listened to him for 6 years now, so I understand like how he's going to react on the air to things. So that happened, and somebody else won. Whatever, blah 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 blah.
With a disgusting story. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Horrible, horrible story.
Which story won?
It was the mess.
Yeah, the mess in his eye.
Oh yeah.
If that piques your interest at all, just go listen to the live Night Attack episode from Dragon.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
You can find it. You can find it on YouTube. They don't have it on the site yet. So.
Oh, okay.
Because they're editing it and cleaning it up and all that stuff.
Right.
And then costume contest came up. And normally what they'll do is they'll pull up everybody in costume and kind of just do an applausatron throughout the entire thing to see who wins. This year, because they were running short on time, they had 4 teams. Schwood and Jury, Tom and Veronica, Justin's mom, and Turquoise Jeep pick out champions.
Justin's mom.
Oh, by the way, Justin's mom wearing a beard that looks like Justin's was brilliant.
She was awesome.
It was a beautiful thing, man.
It was great. She was I say she was loving it. She played up being on stage brilliantly. It was done really well.
Kept leaving the stage, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Well, that was actually. I wonder if that wasn't on purpose. She was like, "Man, I'll just get it back up. He's gonna call me back up here anyway, and we'll just make a big joke of it." I think she was enjoying that a lot. Unlike Bonnie, who was just a nervous wreck the entire time.
Yeah, she was so. She gets up and Bonnie gets up on the stage and the first thing she says, "You're right. A crowd does make a huge difference." And she like slinks back into her chair. I'm like, "Aww." But so the costume contest happens, and then Schwood's like, "I felt bad about shutting down Rocket Motherfucking Raccoon, so let's get him up here again." And I'm like, "Yeah!" And
so the whole costume contest was done in a who would win in a battle. So it was multiple people, each costume they pitted as teams against each other. So it was
yes.
How did this break down? It was you versus
nearly naked Tony Stark.
You and Tony Stark first. Which I think Tony Stark won. Right?
Yeah. Because Tom and Veronica knew who it was, and they're like, "Hey, we want nearly naked Tony Stark who's wearing Batman underwear." And so that happened, and then Jury goes over to his mom and goes, if you want to win, pick the house plant that's right there. And Patrick Delahanty, producer over at Twit, brought up his dancing baby Groot.
Which was awesome.
It was great. It was looking great, but yeah, it was a total plant. He was totally planted by that plant.
Oh, I was gonna say I see what you did there. A total plant, eh?
And then Turquoise Jeep, of all people, I don't remember her name from Turquoise Jeep, looks out in the crowd, and I see her, and I'm looking at her, and I see her look over towards Rachel. And Rachel, what does she say?
She's got a big ass awesome hammer. I think she could kick some serious butt. I want her. I was like,
and Rachel looks so petrified at this point, like she's not talking about me, is she?
I'm like,
is the only one else with a giant hammer?
although CJ, you did realize I actually was like, okay.
The initial look that you had was not okay. It was, oh God, she's not talking about me, is she?
Yeah, well.
And then you quickly got over it, and I'm like, and then owned it and skipped up to the stage, which is fantastic.
With my big hammer.
Yes, and I got eliminated by I don't remember his brother's name, but Bill Duran's twin brother and his gyrating abs.
Who, for the record, I was actually watching him as he was coming down the escalator outside, and I was like, okay, that there are just some things that cannot be unstated, and then he's up there, and I was like, oh shit. And when I found out it was Bill Duran's brother, I was like, I don't know how to feel about this.
And then it was you versus the Groot Root, right?
Versus the fucking houseplant.
I was cheering for you.
So were Justin and
Justin and Schwood were both cheering for me. Of course, Turquoise Jeep was too.
I think it was just because of Patrick Delahanty, and you have such a large contingent of chat realm there who knows who Pete Delahanty is. That were
and
cheering
it's funny
for him.
Because most people, like we ran into quite a few people that shall remain nameless, who didn't recognize me, which I thought was great because this person has, tried to turn a lot of people against CJ and myself, and of course she's all panties bent out of shape, which girlfriend, it's been 2 years. Deal with your issues. Obviously, you're a very angry little girl. You're older than me. You're a very angry little girl. I'm calling you little girl because, yeah. Those that knew who it was, or knew who I was, found it freaking hysterical because they know that 2 years ago when I went, I would, one, never have dressed up, and two, would have been like, yeah, no, and just hidden. I wouldn't have gotten up. I would have been like, no, I'm good. But this year I got up and I had fun with it, and I lost to a houseplant. Although having Schwood turn around and be like, you know what, you should have beat the houseplant, really made my night, among other things with Schwood, but that's okay. I got my night made by Schwood. CJ got his night made by a lot of things.
So, directly after that was the Night Attack after party. And this was with friends of the show, Ali Spagnola and Professor Shy Guy. Actually met Ali Spagnola for the first time there, also Professor Shy Guy. Ali is a very small person. She's a very small
tiny,
woman.
but she's so cute. She's fun size.
And so I hear her behind me like, oh, these crowds, I'm going to be late for my own concert. And I'm like, hold on to my backpack. I'll see if I can't get you to the escalator.
CJ, get me to my show. Wait, that sounds really awkward.
Yeah,
Get me there.
So I had an alley on my back, which is fantastic. But she got separated because some dude just pushed her when we got onto the escalator. And
fortunately, she still made it up there.
yeah, she made it up there on time, but I hear her muttering under her breath the entire time.
Big fat jerk
about this guy. So we get up there and it's in the broom closet converted into a conference room. that the podcasting
Yes,
track
the podcast
is
track
stationed
room,
on.
which might as well have been a broom closet. It was very tiny.
Very hot broom closet.
Yes, it was. It wasn't the. Well, we'll get on that later. It wasn't that night, obviously, because it was nighttime. But it was half windows. So the back wall behind the panel and the side wall were straight windows out to
Yes.
the Atlanta heat. Now they had visors or whatever you want to call them down, but they were black.
But they were black.
Yeah.
So
They take the heat, suck in the heat, and then just
Yeah.
radiate it into the room. So when you're sitting 3 feet from them, you feel the heat radiating off of them.
Yes.
So.
Though, can I just say, during that after party, I don't want to say lost it, but I just completely lost myself in that concert.
Oh yeah, no, I completely lost my crap. Like I have not had a single drink on Saturday, but I just completely lost.
We had a shot before we left the hotel.
Oh right, your weird tequila.
Yeah, which I mean, I think it was. Yeah, which I think we sweated out by the time we got to the.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's no ifs or buts. Especially in my quarter-pound Rocket Raccoon mask. Oh yeah, dude, I was done with alcohol by the time I got to the Night Attack show. But we go up there and it was just so easy to completely just lose yourself in this. Considering I love Shy Guy's music so much. His stuff is some of my, if not my favorite music.
And Allie just has an absolute blast doing even the minute covers that she was doing.
Yeah, she was doing her Power Hour, but with covers, and it was
Definitely
awesome.
nothing like hearing a room full of nerds singing Garth Brooks.
Also, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. She got people singing that.
Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Yeah, Journey.
Wham.
She got so many people, so many of these nerds just singing these songs that normally they would never admit to singing.
And making poor Professor Shy Guy sing while he's trying to restring his guitar because he busted his string his first set.
Yeah, he broke a guitar he broke a guitar string like a badass while playing Wrecking Ball. And so he's trying to repair his guitar, and Allie's like, "Hey Brent, I need yeah-yeahs." And man.
He's like, "What guitar string?" And she's like, "I don't care, multitask."
So he's on a chair with a microphone singing what he's supposed to be singing while she's doing blurred lines while repairing his guitar string. He never missed a beat. It was awesome.
He almost didn't get the microphone up in time, though, for one of them.
What was that, Raul?
We also found Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus refused the mosh pit invites.
Hashtag only at DragonCon. I see Jesus in the back of the room, and I dance over to Jesus. I go, "Jesus, you need to get in the mosh pit." And he goes, "No, my child." I go, "No, Jesus, your children need you in the mosh pit." He goes, "No," and he backs away and almost runs into Disco Metroid. And I go up to Rachel and
I have pictures. You'll see. I think that's not appropriate. It should be Disco Samus or Disco Samus. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, sorry. And I tap on Rachel's shoulder and I go, "I just tried to peer pressure Jesus into a mosh pit."
So after the show, I was trying to think of a funny 140 character tweet for that, and the final one I came up with was, so Jesus, Professor Shy Guy, Ali Spagnola, and Veronica Belmont walk into a conference room. No, wait, it's just the Night Attack after show.
Yeah, and many fantasies were fulfilled on Sunday night. Rachel, would you care to tell?
No, this is all you. Well, the only one that I will tell is my hammer is retired. At least the stem part of it, the handle part, because I got it signed by Tom Merritt, Brian Brushwood, and Jury. And of course, Schwood being Schwood, he decides to put the entire handle part between his legs, so he was siding it, and CJ goes, "Hey, look, Rachel, the hammer is his penis," and I was just like, "Oh my God, really? You had to go there?"
And he about loses it. He about falls over. He seriously goes. He looks at me. and goes, "Well, fucking played, sir."
And he was drunk. I mean, he.
Oh
was,
yeah,
he was
shit.
gone.
Yeah,
But
he was completely.
he plays along. I love Schwood. I still love him because of the fact that he interacted with my daughter, and watching him go from Schwood to Daddy Brian over this cute little blonde who's wanting to play at 9:30 at night right before the when it was NSFW 2 years ago. It was just aww. And his wife was pregnant with their youngest.
Yeah.
Because I think she had that had the new little one 2 months after, month and a half, 2 months.
Something like that, yeah.
Some random time frame.
So during the show, there's lots of dancing, I mean, tons of dancing. This is pretty much, at this point, it's pretty much the podcasters just letting loose, and this is pretty much this is their unofficial sign off. And yeah, people are dancing. Allie and Brant are trading off songs. And so while Shy Guy's going, Veronica Belmont goes in front of Rachel on purpose. She looks at Rachel, looks back, and smiles, and starts doing dancing.
We had an interesting trio of dancers going up in that corner.
Yes, it was
basically
grind dancing on Rachel. It was awesome. And then Allie gets done, looks, sees what's going on, comes over and starts doing the same thing, and I'm like, I look at Raul and I tap him on the shoulder. I go, I think I might have to go to the bathroom for a while.
Did you get anything scared?
It was way too dark in that room. The only thing,
the
only thing that shows up.
Off and it would have killed everybody.
No. It wouldn't work for video anyway. But the only thing that showed up is people standing directly under the light. Everybody else was washed into the
which Disco Samus was, and it was perfect.
Yeah, I got a couple shots of Disco Samus, and I think a little bit of video, but I don't know how much of it turned out. I haven't reviewed the video yet.
Which was Duran's wife, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But did she know that it was?
I think it was
Bill's
Brother Duran's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hoping it was the correct Duran wife.
Yeah, because she was on
halfway
nearly naked Tony Stark.
Yeah, nearly
and his
naked.
Sexy Batman skivvies.
So yeah, that was very interesting night. And so we went out and got pictures from everybody, or got pictures and got signings from Rachel's Hammer, and Raul bought a book, the Scam School book.
And got signed by Brian.
Yeah. And it was a lot of fun, and then we left because it was really late and we were really tired. And I really couldn't speak anymore because I'd been screaming, singing, and screaming at the Night Attack show, and I lost my mind because, well, that was going to be the entire point. And not 15 minutes after we left, James Gunn showed up at the freaking Night Attack after party.
Yeah.
Oops.
The way I heard, he was there for 15, 20 minutes, and then all people started coming in to this little room that had no exits.
Yeah, and he bolted.
I can't blame that man. Just tuck tail and run, dude.
Freaking, because he heard about Patrick Delahanty's Dancing Groot and he wanted to see it. Some random person just spotted him while he was walking around, like, oh hey, you're James Gunn. There was an awesome baby Groot at this show. You should go see it. It's upstairs in 203. So he goes up there to see Patrick Delahanty's baby Groot, and then goes to check out the music. And then word got out that James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy, was there at this show, and then everybody swarmed to it. So he evacuated.
Was he able to get out before they like tackled him or what?
Well, no, I think he just noticed the room filling up pretty quickly, randomly after he showed up, and probably just left.
Next time we know to stay to the end, right?
Yeah, that would have totally happened. And not at all have us just wind up walking like zombies back to the hotel. Bad enough we were already doing that. I got to hear Budlong curse!
Yeah.
I thought you were going to miss it first. I was going to say, I thought you missed it the first time.
Nope, I heard the glorious S-bomb dropped by Budlong. It was beautiful.
Which,
it was a thing of beauty.
Yeah. And then we all went back to the hotel and we all just crashed.
Died.
And then I finally met Todd for the first time.
Yeah, one of the 4 people staying in our room was Todd Gnomewise, and Raul and Todd, 2 of the other 4 people staying in our room, were just
Don't
missing
count.
each other.
Just trust CJ.
Yeah,
well,
don't worry.
Wait. I can justify this. 11 years of marriage, I am technically CJ.
We are Groot.
We are Groot.
So yeah, like the first night I was there, I didn't see him. I heard him. I heard him rustling.
Well, no, Todd. Well, we should mention that Todd ran all of the live streams, so that means he was out super late most nights doing business.
Out stupid early and get back stupid late.
Yeah, so we didn't see Todd often unless we happened to be in a podcast track. If you got to hear any of that live or enjoy the recordings of them live, because I'm sure he handled all that as well, do give him a shout out on Twitter, and also
seriously.
he has a Patreon as well. So
Patreon.com/alphaggeek.
If you enjoy the live stream, do that.
I'm not against pimping his out. Patreon.com/alphageek. It's a very important thing. He's really doing something amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much it for Saturday. We went and died and woke up at about 10 o'clock Sunday morning.
Sunday morning I couldn't function.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time. Like, okay, most people realize that I've lost a ton of weight in the last 2 years. And I'm lazy. I will not lie. I exercise on occasion. I am lazy. I am a student. I don't have free time. Therefore, I don't do a lot of extracurricular shit. Dancing Saturday night, hips, and knees suck.
Oh, yeah, because you were skipping everywhere.
I was skipping across the streets of downtown Atlanta. I was skipping across the hotels and down the habit trails. I was dancing for probably close to an hour and a half at the concert. Hour and a half, CJ?
Something like that, yeah. We were there until almost 1.
So, yeah, I was hurting Sunday morning.
Yeah, you guys slept until 10. I was up at like 8:30 getting ready to leave, and we left at 10.
Yeah, and then you guys went to... Where did you guys go to?
We started briefly talking about it yesterday because I couldn't keep my day straight, but we went to... it was a Hunger Games panel, which my wife really wanted to go to because she loves the Hunger Games. So she wanted to see that, so we made sure we got there in plenty of time, and it was way too early because we were there before the line for the panel before it started. So, oops. We were like, you know what, screw it, we're not going to take any chances. We're going to show up like an hour and a half early. And we showed up and we were like, yeah, we just want to see how long the line was. And he was like, are you here for such and such panel? I was like, no, we were just checking for Hunger Games. And he was like, yeah, that's the next panel after the one that this line is for. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind. We were just checking, so we'll go walk around to people. We'll go people watch again. It's fine. So we come back, and it was a neat panel because it was authors talking about the Hunger Games books and movies, different aspects of the parts that they liked or disliked between the two, what they would have done differently as an author, or how they handled certain features or certain parts of the movies and the books. I don't want to go into detail because not everybody's read them. It's technically got spoilers in half the conversation, which they immediately said at the front. They're like, look, we're going to talk about every book and everything we know, so if you haven't read these, just leave. It was great. They just started off that way. But it was neat to hear other authors' perspectives on events that happened and why they either agreed or disagreed with how the author of Hunger Games handled it. It was actually a really neat panel. And because we watched Hunger Games, or listened to the Hunger Games panel, Alicia traded me for an EFF panel on after Edward Snowden's releases, what should we do next? And practically fell asleep and went and got us Starbucks. So it was an interesting morning to go from, I don't know, walking around and seeing con everything, and then sitting down to a Hunger Games panel, and then going into Edward Snowden shenanigans, aftermath stuff. It was an interesting Sunday for sure. But that was all before I think we met back up. I think right after the Edward Snowden panel. Yeah. I think it's when we met up.
Yeah. And I just have a question. Do they cycle things out? Because I know after a couple of years, I think Hunger Games might lose its popularity, I guess.
Well, they still have 2 more movies. Or no, wait, one more. Hold on.
One more movie.
Yeah, they have one.
No, they're splitting Mockingjay.
Yeah,
they're splitting Mockingjay. So it's actually 2 movies left. So they've got a couple years. They'll be around for a couple years, I'm sure.
Okay.
After probably 3 years.
There's still Harry Potter.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Harry Potter is a bigger universe, so I can foresee why that would last longer. Because there's what, 7 books? Is that right?
Yeah.
So 7 books versus 3. Yeah. Anyway, it's a bigger universe, so I could see why it would stick around longer. No, but it was fun. It was an interesting take on a lot of the aspects that are controversial, to say the least.
And then me, CJ, and Rachel decided to go out for lunch, and I'll let Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel, your turn.
You really want me to have a tantrum, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to close my pen. I'm going to back away from my laptop so I don't hit things. We went and hunted for food. We had initially gone over to Meehan's, which is the Irish pub, gastropub, which would have been fine. It would have been great. It sounded awesome. They were out of chili. They were out of sauerkraut. They were out of fried pickles. It's like, well, that kind of screws me out of everything that I'd want to eat. So, told the boys, go ahead and order. I'll take a couple bites off of CJ's and I'll bring myself a protein shake because I can live off of liquid. That's fine. To which CJ stomped his foot and said, "No, you need to eat something." Okay. Well, Todd had mentioned the Landmark Diner, which was not too far away, and he said it was, pretty yummy. Okay, I'll bite. Get there. Pretty cool look inside. Very New York Diner-esque, which is kind of a nice throwback for me since being from New York, and it's been a couple of years since we've been up there. It's like, look at the menu. Typical diner food. Fine, cool, awesome. Matzo ball soup. Make me happy. Okay, I can have matzo ball soup. This is what I've been wanting the last couple months. I have been lazy. Yes, I can make it at home. No, I haven't wanted to. The boys ordered what they were getting, which Raul ended up getting the same thing he was going to get at Meehan's. And CJ ended up ordering a chili burger.
Yeah.
Chili burger. Come out with the matzo ball soup, and it's got these. You could see these 2 beautiful, gorgeous, big-ass matzo balls across the room as she's bringing it over. She lays it down, and there's noodles all over it. Chunks of chicken and chunks of vegetable. Real matzo ball soup, and the matzo ball soup that they had pictured in their menu is only the matzo balls and the liquid that goes with it, which is typically sometimes it's chicken broth, usually it's just a very light broth. no noodles. So I said that matzo ball soup does not come with a scoop of chicken noodle soup dumped on top of it. If you want to put the chicken noodle broth on top of it, I'm fine with that. I'm like, I can't eat noodles. Well, what do you want instead? Attitude, problem much? I said, let's just go ahead and we'll switch it to chili. Oh, so you want chili soup? Chili is not soup. Yeah, that'll be fine. It was the shittiest chili. How can you fuck up chili? Seriously.
Yeah.
No flavor. I probably should have just gone and bought myself a package of wet dog food. It tasted like shit.
Yeah.
I had 2 bites. And I looked at CJ and I said, if I eat this, I'm going to be sick. It's gross. And of course, he's got the chili that goes on top of his burger. He proceeds to put the chili on top of his burger and takes a bite, and he's like, there's no flavor to the meat. The chili tastes like nothing. I don't know how Raul's was.
Mine was, it was all right. Like, I'll eat most things, and that chili had nothing to it.
So, yeah. Not impressed with the Landmark Diner. Out of all of the meal experiences we had, that is the only bad one that we had.
And I think someone had passed out like behind us or something because there was a ambulance on the other side of the building.
Yep, with paramedics that were coming in and out of the side door. I was like, somebody ate too much.
And then we just went to Dunkin' Donuts, had coffee and pumpkin donuts, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All of the pumpkin. No, I'm not supposed to be eating pumpkin or donuts in general, but I figured if I was going to die feeling miserable for having 2 bites of chili, fuck, I was going to have something better than chili to puke. For the record, pumpkin donuts stay down, no problem. And then we went and played for 3.5 hours in the vendor hall.
Holy crap, the vendors hall.
Yes.
Oh, that was the other thing we did Sunday. That's right. We Saturday, I forgot actually Saturday at some point we went in there and got there right before close, and it was crazy packed. So we decided Sunday morning. One of the reasons we got up early was actually go to the vendor hall before it got busy. So we got out there at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, whatever time it was, and finally got the 2 shirts we wanted to get for our son Josiah and the another Avenger shirt for Reese. The funny part was the shirt we got. I had never seen a shirt that does this. I've seen the shirts that have the glow-in-the-dark material printed, and you get it in UV light, and it glows in the dark. This one, haven't tested it yet, supposedly reacts to light by turning the white paint into color. So 2 of the characters are white with blue outlines, like a non-colored comic. And then when it gets in sunlight, it slowly slowly brings out the color in the comic or in the characters, which I hope looks as cool as it's supposed to, because that sounds awesome. We haven't tried it yet because I stuck it in the window on the way home, and I got really sad at first because I was like, oh man, it's not changing. And then I realized our windows have UV protection, which renders that null and void. It doesn't work unless there's UV light hitting the paint. So we just haven't tried it yet, but it sounded really, really cool. Vendor Hall is awesome, though. I really want the full Batman leather kind of suit thing that they had for sale there. I won't lie. I wouldn't look good in it, but I don't even care. I think it would be awesome.
Did it have the bat nipples on it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the Val Kilmer. It wasn't that one. I think these were custom made. I don't think they might have been based off of some of the comics. They weren't movie. I don't think they were movie-based ones. But anyway, sorry, it reminded me. We did go to the vendors hall, and it was great.
Yeah, vendors hall. Bought a few things. Let's see. I picked up all the DragonCon stuff. Picked up Last Halloween. The thing was 13 books and the one-shot of Legends of the Dark Knight. And I think that was pretty much it. I think I got an anime plushie, and that was pretty much it. CJ?
I'm actually in our room getting what we got. Our big spender one. If I can get it out of the suitcase. It's not that one. It's that. And there's mine. For the record, there is an awesome comic book guy. His name is Crazy Ed, right, CJ?
Yep.
Who is crazy. He's awesome in the crazy in the awesome kind of way, not crazy in the crazy creepy kind of way. Okay. Back on my chair. Oh, my little sign's falling down. That makes me sad. Hello. Did my camera come back up?
No.
Damn it.
Dirt poop.
There we go. Oh, look at that. Yee.
We see black. Okay, there it is.
Oh, I'm here. So, of course, I'm dressed as Civvy, not in my Harlequin costume like I was the day before. CJ is looking at a comic that he's actually been hunting for a while now, which I have to reseal your plastic on this one, CJ. Want me to show it, CJ?
Yeah.
For those that can't see, it's the Batman
Confidential.
Yeah, I can read. And we've got Batman X-Over story, complete storyline, Nightwing appear story, 16. Plus, we'll do awesome zoom in here. Signed item bonus. So, what worked out an awesome deal because CJ kept putting it down, and I'm sitting there going, okay, I normally will tell CJ, no, too much. I'm like, you're paying $4 and change a book with the offer that he just made you. The last time that I said you could do something was when? Your financial advisor tends to be a little bit of a tightwad. Just get it. Just get it. And the poor Ed is just laughing. He's like, okay, you've got a comic book that I'm cutting an awesome deal on, and you have a gorgeous woman standing there rubbing your arm telling you to buy it. So yes, he got his comic book, and if he was paying attention, he could respond.
I'm completely paying attention.
I'm seeing your ear.
And?
Are you playing the game?
Yep. CJ.
Yes, dear.
You were just asked a question.
And you answered it.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and move on.
I wasn't done, you butt monkey. And I've got one too. Check it out.
Which is your cosplay for next year, right?
Well, it's the same cosplay I did this year, but I've got this to go with it now. My little Harley Quinn pin.
Yeah, I gotta get a hold of Amanda Connor for you.
Yes. Yes, you do. Because that would be freaking awesome if I could get that signed.
Yes. No, I'm not name dropping. I refuse to name drop.
Hold on. I got this.
Name drop.
Oh, CJ, I'm opening something I shouldn't be having.
Don't do that.
Have it.
What are you doing?
Don't you wish you
You're
knew?
the worst person for radio.
I know. As I'm sitting here playing with boxes and containers and getting your comics. And...
Secret things.
It's in the bomb shelter. Okay, I'm back. I'm done jiggling things. Who's doing what now?
Whoa.
Okay, and then actually right after we got out of the vendor's hall, a wild Jared appeared.
Yes.
Oh wait, we're up to there now.
Yes.
thought we had another hour or two before that.
Well, we went and did lunch, and then while Jared appeared.
I'm sure it wasn't dinner.
No,
Maybe.
What did we have for dinner that night?
There were
Doesn't matter.
Willie's Mexican at some point because that's where they told me to meet them.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I got to Atlanta, I checked in my hotel, I hopped on the train and sent out my message saying, "Hey everybody, I'm on the train heading that way." And then
we didn't get that message because we
rode the
underground.
train, got off the train, got out of the subway, and there's nothing. It's like, wow, no response at all. That's weird. So I started walking, and then all of a sudden my phone got a signal, and just like this wave of messages came in. Like, oh, we're here, and you should come here, and then do this, and they're like, okay, we'll see you there, and this, and then we're like, oh crap, okay. So then I just started wandering around aimlessly because my phone, wasn't working because there are 60,000 nerds all using their phone at the same time, and mine couldn't handle it. But we eventually figured it out because I ended up at the Hilton somehow, trying to find Willie's Mexican, which was inside of this building underground. So I just kept walking around in circles because I couldn't find where it was. Nor could I find it.
You're telling me you couldn't find the secret underground Mexican restaurant?
No.
Oh.
I did see a sign saying that, hey, eat at Willie's at the Peachtree Mall. And I was like, where's the Peachtree Mall?
Yeah, the best part is there is a door that's like Peachtree Mall, and it's the top level still, and you're like, you look through and you're like, there's nothing in here. Like, it looks like an office building. What do you go in there? Yeah.
A secret underground mall.
Yeah. And I didn't even notice as you're walking up to those doors, they're round robin doors, whatever you want to call them. But there's a huge glass-plated sky roof that shows everyone eating below you. You just walk past it because you think it's benches or I don't know. I didn't even see it. I had no idea that you could see everyone eating at all these nice restaurants below you the whole time. So
yes, but no, I did pull into the Peachtree station, and there were just people in cosplay everywhere. It's like, I'm in the right place. But it's hard to find your friends in a mass of 60,000 people. But we figured it out because the phones eventually started working, and I eventually got my sense of direction intact and found Baker Street or whatever that street was, and I found CJ. I was so excited.
Yes, it was.
I almost ran into traffic because I had been driving and riding trains and all that stuff for 6 hours or something like that at that point. Just so finally paid off.
Yes. So I got a big, sweaty, smelly hug from Jared. It was fantastic.
It was sweaty. For some reason, there was no AC on the train I was in. It was so hot. Good Lord. Atlanta is hot.
Yes. Yes, it is.
How can I drive 4.5 hours north and it still be so hot?
It really is, and it's not in a good way.
I mean, I'm used to heat down here, but dang. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah.
So I went to their hipster hotel and was just oppressed by the hipsterness of the hotel. This rave music in the lobby.
By the way, that was the first time that it played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People.
They had it. Oh. Crap. Did we lose Azevedo?
Did we lose him?
He dropped out.
Yep.
Oh, no!
The crazy part is the rave music. When you picture somebody playing rave music, you picture like everyone dancing around and the DJ like in the middle, or everyone crowding the DJ booth. And the layout for this was so strange. The DJ was playing on 2 turntables, but it was on a side room, not near the bar. Like it was right next to a pool table or something really weird. So she's over there like grooving to her music, and the people that are kind of getting into the music are over there by the bar, 20 feet around a corner, and just kind of like hanging out. And I was like, oh, it's live music around the corner. Oh, okay. Sure.
Around the corner.
Yeah.
And then came the hunt for food for Azevedo.
Yeah.
Is my mic working?
Yeah.
It's a little low on volume.
Weird. What is going on? Like it kicked me out, and then I came back, and now. Let's see. That's good.
A little bit louder.
Ah, there we go.
There it is.
Okay.
There we go.
Weird. So you get kicked out of the Google Hangout, you come back and your microphone's turned way down.
Sure.
Sure, why not? So anyway, where was I? Hipster music, rave music, hipster hotel.
Yeah, we covered rave music, and I think
people in jeans sitting by the pool in the 90-degree weather.
Yeah.
What is this place? Why are there so many hipsters here?
Oh.
So we're like, let's get some food. They have some food downstairs at the XYZ bar, but it's so loud, and I just wanted to talk to my friends, and I couldn't even hear myself think, and I was tired of shouting at people, so the journey for food began.
The epic journey for food.
So the first thought was to what? Go, to like a block and a half to get some sushi. Yeah. We're like, all right, cool.
There's a sushi place right up one block over. Oh no, there's like a hour wait there.
There's like
there's another sushi place.
No, the best part is there's like a half an hour to 45-minute wait or whatever it was, and while standing in line, 3 people walk right past us and get in front of us in line. I was like, okay, I guess we're not eating here tonight because that's just kind of dumb. You know what? We weren't going to
sushi place, and then we were like, it's like a 40-minute wait, and our kitchen's really backed up, and you probably shouldn't.
That was that the place where the hostess was like, yeah, you really should go somewhere else.
The hostess was like, yeah, you should go somewhere else. Not in a mean way, just a.
Yeah, she was like, no, really. If you're hungry, go somewhere else because it's going to be horrible.
We are not prepared for the onslaught of nerds that is DragonCon.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember if we tried anywhere else or if we gave up after that.
No, it was those two, and then we're like, well, let's get the hell away from these crowds.
Well, at that point, it was all right.
Tired too.
Yeah, so at that point, it was getting close to what, like 7 o'clock. Alicia was like, I really should go back to the hotel. I can't walk around anymore, and I'm starving. So we ended up going back to the hotel, and then deciding to figure out what movie we're going to go to. And I'm so glad we didn't do what we were going to initially. I mean, we would have enjoyed it. No. Hear me out. We would have enjoyed it, but we enjoyed the one we did see so much more.
Oh, this is this is true.
So that's the only reason. I think it would have been fun to see either of them together, but I think what we ended up with, I'm much more happy paying the $13 for a movie ticket. $12.50, but still. And then, geez, do we want to go into parking now, or do we want to talk about that later?
No. We'll start with us all cramming into.
Okay, so we've got a Grand Inn, which technically has 5 seats, but the back 3 are more of like, oh, you've got 3 kids with you. Sure, they can fit in there with 3 kids.
Yeah.
So I was sitting in a third of a seat, and CJ was in 2/3 of my seat, and 1/3 of Rachel's seat.
No, he was pretty half and half with me. I think the only reason why I got a half instead of the third that you were left with is because I'm 6'1" and I have a bigger ass.
Well, I guess we should preface this. Yes, there is public transportation. The MARTA system is good most of the time if they have AC. But the problem is the movie we picked starts at 10:50, which means it's 2 hours and lasts till 12:50. And the last train leaves station at a little after 1. And there's no way I'm chancing walking 4 miles because we miss a MARTA bus. Not going to happen. So we opt to take the car. We pack it in, and then I crank the car and realize it's on E. So we go to a gas station, and I can't get the gas pump to pump because you have to stick your hand up the hole and wiggle the little thing.
It's okay. I stuck my hand in the hole and wiggled it for you.
Yeah, you stuck the hand in the hole and wiggled the flap, and then the gas could flow. And I forgot to bring my Winn-Dixie card to get it in a cheaper price on gas. We paid $3.60 something per gallon, which was nuts.
Jeez-a-loo.
It was kind of crazy. And then we go to the movie theater, which is
mall/movie set thing.
Yes, So you've got a whole bunch of shops, but everything is perfect, like perfectly level. Everything's square with a movie theater. They have gates on the roads entering into the shopping area. And we're like, oh, okay, cool, let's get a parking spot. Mind you, it's it's 9 o'clock by this time. We're about to sit down for dinner.
Something like that. Yeah,
so it's roughly 9. We'll say about 9, somewhere around there. So we pull up and we're like, oh, they've got meters. Oh, well, it's like 9 o'clock, whatever. So we go look at them. Oh no, they're 24-hour meters. Okay, sure.
7.
You know what? Whatever. Does anyone have any change? No, nobody. Okay. Oh, look, they take debit cards. Cool. All right, whatever. So I get up and I'm like, oh, it's $3 an hour. Awesome.
Jeez.
Okay. well, that's fine. So I put the card in. I'm like plus. Oh, a max of 2 hours, huh? Okay. So we're gonna go to dinner and a 2-hour movie. This will be fun. So we maxed out it initially, and then we have to come back after dinner, which we'll talk about in a second, put in some more money, and then CJ and Rachel graciously decide to put more money at the end of the movie because they've already seen it twice. But then we go to dinner.
Time.
Yeah, so
we
we're
passed up
walking around.
Chickabiddy and
We actually while we were driving around.
Yo Pop or whatever the other.
We passed a whole bunch of oddly named and hipster sounding restaurants.
Which
on
BGR and
BGR, the burger joint.
BGR.
And on a side note, we passed somewhere that said parking.
Okay. Yes, we did. We passed a big thing that said
We'll
parking.
talk about the parking garage later.
But it was wrapped around the back of the building, and we were just pulling in. And then by that time, we wanted to get down for dinner, so we just said, whatever. We thought it would be okay. So then we have what's the cheesecake place? What was it? I know.
Cheesecake
Bistro. Cheesecake Bistro, which is like they're basically saying, hey, you know that Cheesecake Factory? We're better because we make everything here. That's how the waiter, who was awesome, by the way, I don't remember his name, but he was on top of everything. But he comes in, he's like, yeah, so everything's made in house, sauces, cheesecakes, everything's made here, and it was kind of one of those little like jabs at Cheesecake Factory. It was like, we don't order that stuff in.
Unlike some restaurants, we do it all.
It was great. It was fantastic. The best part was, what did we end up doing for? Because I had already eaten something. How did that work out?
I think we had drinks. Oh no,
you had a cheese.
You had a cheese. CJ and I had the artichoke crab dip.
No, but why didn't I get food? I ate something at some point.
You had a cheesecake.
No, for dinner though. I ate something before
that.
You
had already eaten.
Willie's.
Yeah, you had one giant burrito at Willie's.
You ate the Willie's.
Oh. Yeah. Anywho, so we ended up having. Most of us just had. I say most of us. There's only 4 of us. So that wouldn't work out. Never mind. We all sat down. Cher's the only one that had dinner. The rest of us had dessert, and then what was yours? Boats. What did you guys have?
Appetizer.
Yeah, some kind of dip.
Crab and
something
artichoke.
delicious, I'm sure.
Oh, artichoke dip. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
it was
My
awesome.
food was insanely delicious. And CJ got
smelled freaking good too.
Something that was beautiful and I'm sure delicious and extremely gay, but
it really was. But it was amazing. So fuck off.
Strawberry martini.
Your strawberry martini. Yeah.
It was the prettiest drink I've ever seen.
It was very, very pretty. It was.
And it was delicious. So
sure it was. It looked delicious.
That's as long as you liked it. That's fine. And then I had a strawberry cheesecake, or no, it's not strawberry cheesecake. A red velvet cheesecake mixture, layered, delicious thing of food.
Horrible, evil awesomeness.
Oh, it was so good.
Evil, awesome.
I should not have eaten that, but it was so good.
I don't know. Everything we had there was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we ended up at that place.
Yes, it took a long time. We took the long route, but it was
the long way round.
It was amazing.
Had a discussion about Jared and Raoul doing alcoholic BDSM with lube.
What?
Which I would just like to point out this fact after the fact, now that I'm far, far away from the boys. I was recording audio in the back seat almost that whole conversation.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. All right. I may have. Yeah. I may also. I want to make. I may have drank a gay drink at the restaurant, but I want to count just how. I just want to state how much Jared Budlong squealed like a girl when he touched my finger on the ceiling.
I was reaching for the light inside my car and felt something that was not the light. I didn't know what it was, so I may have squealed.
And he squealed like a little girl. So
that's fine. That's fine.
No, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, I did not get that on record, so at least you're saved from that. So we can just, say how comical it was and how horribly girlish it sounded.
It's fine. So after dinner, we headed over to the most confusing entry to a movie theater that I've ever seen. So you have the ticket booth right here,
And then you
and
Behind the
side
ticket
you
booth.
have on either side you have like exercise equipment. And you're like, okay. So you have to walk behind the ticket booth, go into doors that look like they go to the exercise equipment, but actually go to an escalator that goes up to a mid-platform that turns around. You go to up another escalator to get to the movie theater.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It's like a speakeasy for movies. It made no sense.
A secret entrance.
Yeah, but then we went to see.
Okay, I have a story. I
Go
have
ahead.
a story.
Hold on, let's CJ tell a story.
The craziness never escaped me at this. You guys went into the movie already. I got my water because I was really wanting water, and also to drink and stuff. So I go to the bathroom and wash your hands like you do. And this guy comes up next to me after leaving a stall, starts washing his hands. Fine. Dries his hands off completely. Goes back in. Puts more soap in his hands. Puts water in his hands while his hands are cupped. Video, come to me. Come to me. Come to me. Cups his hands. Soap, water. Just pours it into his mouth. Oh. Swishes it around, gurgles it, spits it out, and then blow dries his mouth dry.
What? How did we not hear about this already?
Because it was in a theater. Because I sat down and I'm like, right, because
We
I'd
had
already
a
seen it
20-minute
once.
ride home after that movie, and this didn't come across your mind once.
This didn't come off?
How
Nope.
did...
Because I wanted to save it for the air.
What the heck?
For the record, he did tell me about it, and I just stood there going, no.
Yeah, I can't. I'm like, I'm like, I think this trumps Alicia finding the footprint on the stall.
Oh, we
Like,
skipped that. You're right. So I've got a picture, and I'll try to put it in our... should I put it in our DragonCon media coverage?
no, we should
Okay.
probably
I'll put it on Twitter. I'll put it on Twitter because it's fun. Search for hashtag con.
I told you, the person was shaving their legs in the stall.
Okay.
Totally.
Yeah, but bare...
Just-
maybe.
Just
I guess.
like this guy was totally just he had a bad burrito for lunch.
He was washing his mouth out with soap. He
Washing his own
actually
mouth out
just
with soap.
got outside, and somebody got onto him and said, "Go wash your mouth out with soap." And he said, "Yes, ma'am." So Alicia's sitting in the bathroom with they've got the stainless steel doors and everything else, and she notices there's a bare footprint on the door directly in front of the toilet. Planted right there on the wall. So she sends me this picture, and she was like, I don't know why. And I was like, I don't want to ask.
I don't know what happened here. I think I should leave.
I don't want to get into it. And then I had a funny Twitter interaction with Ali Spagnola because she sent out a tweet that said, I just went to the bathroom and saw somebody wrote poop or pooping on the door. So she replied back like you do in the bathroom with the Sharpie and said tweeting. And I replied back and said, I see your pooping sign and raise you this, and I'm not gonna go any further. It was just odd stories. It's fine. Yeah, so weird doors to nowhere and bare footprints on the insides of the female bathroom stall. So you never know what you're gonna find in Atlanta at DragonCon.
Never.
All right, so there's my horrible I can't escape madness even at a movie theater.
Right. So we ended up seeing Guardians of the Galaxy, which was amazing. It was so good.
One of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. I'm not saying we wouldn't have enjoyed seeing TMNT or however they're naming it, just Mutant Ninja Turtles, or I don't know what they're calling it, just Turtles at this point. Who knows?
It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Is it the full name? Okay.
Yeah.
We probably would have enjoyed that, but not nearly as much as we did for Guardians of the Galaxy. It was so good. The only thing I'd wish is we could have seen it earlier and Alicia could have gone, because I know she would have liked it. She's actually gotten into the superhero genre of movies and would have loved it. But oh well, we'll have to go to another date night. Darn.
Oh no.
I'll have to see it again. Oh no. So.
Oh no. But no, Guardians of the Galaxy, my favorite Marvel movie and one of my favorite movies ever.
CJ, I missed the ending last time. Can we go see it again?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, I want to see it again.
And for the record, the theater was confusing. I freaking froze. It was so cold in there.
It felt so good. It was perfect. It was perfect for my my teriyaki beef jerky and sour Skittles, which they completely sell at that movie theater.
Praline pumpkin seeds. Another compliment of this one.
Well, how long were you holding
Praline
out?
pumpkin seeds.
I only had a little bit left.
Oh, and what kind of zigzag do we have to go to get Jared back to his car?
Yeah,
the crazy interchange loops that interstates use in Alabama and Georgia evidently are not something that Raul sees in Texas, because they did the big cloverleaf thing, but we had to do it twice to get on to the next road, so it was it didn't make any sense, but I've seen them before.
Yeah,
so it catch me
Atlanta's
off guard.
a rough place for interstate because they've got like loops going around loops connecting to other loops that make giant loops around other loops.
Because the interstates were there before the airport, and the airport takes up 400 square miles, so they had to find a way to route everything around it.
Yep.
So.
The airport is bloody insane.
Yep, but it was a ton of fun.
Yeah. Just one more quick note on Monday. Really, nothing really happened. Everybody left. It was sad. Met up with Marlissa Doss. Went to the Marietta Diner, which is featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Had freaking amazing food. Great time with Marlissa. Nothing special to report. Just hung out. Went to an awesome diner because she was upset because our diner experience was so bad. She took us to one of the best in the city. So
nice. I have never
Bring
been
you to a proper
disappointed.
diner.
Yeah, I've never been disappointed by something that was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. I know a lot of people pick on Guy Fieri, but
There was like 2 pounds of meat on top of my salad.
there really was.
And that is not a euphemism.
he has never disappointed me on pointing me the right direction, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, quick note. Because it was a holiday Monday, the trains didn't run until 6 o'clock, so I didn't have to be out of the hotel at 4:30.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah. I had a flight at like 8:50, and I wanted to get to the airport early because I didn't know how long it was going to take me to get to my plane, check everything in.
You do, yeah.
Yeah. So I decided to leave at... bear in mind, we got back to the hotel, what was it, like at 2, 3 in the morning?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
2.
movie ended around 1, and then it took another probably 45 minutes to get... Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour to get over to Azevedo's car and then back to the A-loft.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't... Let's see, I showered... I didn't get to sleep until maybe 2:45, 3 o'clock. So I had like maybe a good 2 hours of sleep, if that.
Oh, dude.
And it's like, I woke up, it was like 4:30, and I'm like, I'm just going to head on down. I think I waited till like 4:30, maybe 5 at the latest, and I'm down there and I'm just waiting there for an hour, waiting for the train station to open.
That sucks. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, next time I don't know, or maybe I'll book a later flight. But
it was Labor Day, so that was I think the big issue. I didn't even think about it being Labor Day on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I took off back to Texas, and that was it. That was my DragonCon.
All right. On that note, anybody else want to say anything really quick before we go and wrap this up?
That's
a no.
No, I think we're set.
That's a no.
Yeah, sleeping time.
We'll do it again next year, guys. Definitely. We'll be there. It's gonna be amazing. Seriously. So. Thank you guys, really. Thank you, listeners, for hanging out with us while we did our DragonCon coverage. Thank you, Dan, for helping us out with that. Thank you, Aloth, for putting up with our crap. And most of all, thank you, Atlanta, for putting way too many people in way too small of places. Seriously, expand that place. Expand that bitch. Seriously, not playing.
Well, I
right.
know that they are looking for other areas, hence the reason why the vendors were over in America's Mart this year as opposed to in the basements. So I think that they're going to be heading into that direction. It just, 87,000 people on Saturday is what they're saying
Yeah.
the high number was. So that was a whole lot more than they were anticipating this year.
Yeah, and I mean it got really bad with the aggressive people. People broke some of the glass in the habit trails. People throwing glass off. You know, I'm not gonna let that mire a great, fantastic, amazing event, but something seriously needs to happen and quick.
You know, and for the price that you pay to go to it and stay there, have some bloody respect, people. So, we are wrapping this up.
Yes, we're wrapping it up. I'm not going to harass Rachel about it. We don't have a guest next week right now. If something happens, then you'll be as surprised as us, but I'm not even going to lie. I haven't booked anybody.
We might secondary continue some more DragonCon stuff, because we're going to be putting up stuff in the next week or two. And
exactly. Might have Raoul back on because. Also, consequently, I know Terrible Tuesday movie night happened this week on the Geek.io network for George of the Jungle 2 because he's doing Terrible Disney sequel month.
Wow.
BGM did something that I haven't listened to yet, and I apologize for, but it's been a pretty off week for the network. So.
It's a holiday on Monday. It's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a short week.
And I'm going to try and get to my Shovel Knight Part 3 sometime this weekend.
Awesome.
Hey, there's a Shovel Knight talk.
Yay.
Yeah, there you go, Twitch.
There's that video game talk. Awesome game, second playthrough, Part 3. Look for it sometime this weekend.
All right. And again, if you want to support us, go over to patreon.com/geekio. Have some tiers over there. We'll read your stuff for $5. $10 will get you actual pimp out location, all that good stuff. We'll do pretty much whatever you want, depending on how much you want to throw at us. Patreon, patreon.com/geekio.
Geek.io. We can be heard on Stitcher Radio. Search for Geek.io to help us out if you do, as well as on iTunes. Be sure to leave us an honest review, and we'll gladly read it on the show.
Indeed. All right. Now, the fun part. Out of context show titles. My Twitch is going crazy. Penis Sues. Pen Issues. Tribble and Training. Shawarma Deal. What's a Habit Trail? The Nighttime Paradigm Shift. Going Bottle Nuts. One Giant Blur of Dragon. You two are the assholes. Christmas in my mouth. Blender floppy flappuccino. Sustenance or lubrication, which is consequently also what Bud Long and Raoul were talking about in the front seat of the car.
Yes, yes.
7 raccoons in the BDS&M line. High fingered by Grant and Mahara. Did I say that like that?
That's
What's wrong with me? A tiny flash. Nope, not flash. No, tiny flash, like the comic book character. Or flush.
Sorry, we're all trying to edit at the same time.
Banged into Rachel and Jury. An alley on my back. You ate the willies. Or 2 pounds of meat on my salad.
Oh, some good ones here.
It's some really great ones. All right, folks. We will see you next week, probably with more DragonCon or just kind of moping around because we can't hug each other randomly like we could for a day. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
You act like I have
Hope you like 2014.
Bye. You act like I have the clip ready. There we go.
You have been listening to a part of the Geek.io podcast network.
Loud noises!
Visit us at geek-io.com for all of our great shows.
The pressure is building slowly, inexorably inside me. Oh my.
Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's bad for you. Go figure out how it works.
Geek.io. Copyright 2014.
I want to get out of here. I want to leave this place right now.
Penis Sues.
Thank you, Alpha Geek Radio, for a good 2 hours and 50 minutes and 20 seconds. Good night.
Bye, Twitch. We have permission to use Shy Guy stuff. Don't ban my videos.
And Alpha Geek, please refresh into Shenanigans. YouTube. Oh, I should say good night to you, too.
Bye, YouTube.
Have a good night.
Good night.